wants to give a brief little recap? I know there wasn't too much, I guess. I guess.
Parties are fun. Especially when you're working
For
overtime.
everyone except Absinthoss, who actively avoided the party and just worked the whole time because he can't take a fucking compliment.
Something like that, yeah.
But yes, we took our 2 ships and landed on one of the islets of what's left of Dead Man's Isle. We had a party on the beach. Dwarves kept harassing Freya because she's the healer, and they are big softies. Andros and Hildy swore at each other a lot and drank a bottle of wine. Absinthoss talked with his sister. Andros negged a sea goddess into yelling at him. Seabreeze summoned a Tressum and hid in the crow's nest the rest of the night. Oh, no, she also danced for us, and that was cool.
Yes, there was dancing.
Let's see. Pestles was visited by the lingering spirit of Faust, the defender of the first, kind of in a spirit, not necessarily his Dracolich, the shattered Dracolich mind anymore, and told him, "Hey, I'll give you power." And Pestles went, "Yipes!" And then we talked to Dietrich, and he was stubborn. And Andros may have convinced him to keep trying to defeat him. Which, that happens. You win some, you lose some.
Not everyone is reasonable, especially when they've lost their mind.
True.
I might be wrong. The Tressum can't speak. Familiars don't inherently speak, and I don't think the Tressum has a language, right?
They can
Unless
speak. I think they can speak telepathically to their host, but not to other people. I think.
Is that for Find Familiar specifically?
Yep.
Because I didn't think the Tressum had a language, but
We double checked.
You can communicate with it telepathically. You hear what it. Guess I didn't really think about that.
Yep.
Just as you can communicate with it telepathically, which I guess means it can speak back to you. Huh.
Take your time.
Develop flying cat voice.
Do you really want me to be the voice of your Tressum? Because I'm gonna give it.
I really do. I really want an NPC to befriend.
I've given you plenty, and you also keyholed one of them, so it seems to be a crapshoot what you do with my NPCs.
He wasn't very friendly.
He was a punching bag.
I specifically summoned this Tressum to be a friend.
It's just a cat, and so it's moody all the time. You never know what version of your cat you're getting.
If you want my Tressum to be aloof, that is up to you.
You're leaving it up to me. Sassy cat kind of sounds like the way to go, but
yes.
Okay.
But we'll get to that.
Yep.
Now we have 2 sassy cats.
But yeah, so you guys pulled over to the beach, started repairs. Absinthoss worked through the night just repairing things. The Doris partied, repaired, kind of split between both of them. I think Pestles augmented your cloak, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah, I think he was going to give that to me at some point. I think the night of that second day.
Okay.
Well, we're basically at the end of the day of repairs, or at least the first day of repairs.
Okay. Yeah, and so the other thing that we missed as well is Thamor actually had a little more lore and backstory that he didn't punch.
Oh, that's right. I did forget to say that.
Because I mean, it's pivotal. He's punched every other option of it. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, the first time he didn't.
Yes.
You were fully expecting me to punch him, weren't you?
Yes.
Met
Yes, I was.
a shadow of one of your subordinates, Navrik.
He was
I
going to give you a
believe his name
snarky
was.
response if you punched him, because he's used to being punched by you.
Thamor has a
Good punch.
reputation.
Yes, it's instinctual, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that. Pestles met, yes, as you kind of said, the kind of the forgotten fragment of Faust. This area still lingers with its power. It was very... There's a lot that happened on this island and became a prison and tomb and resurrection site. It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff here that was really tied to Faust. But he is not back in the sense of, you know, existing on this plane, but
Somehow Faust returned.
yeah, somehow a lot of my NPCs seem to return, but not in full way, just to give you fun lore and live in your head. Who knows?
We just like your NPCs enough that we don't want them to go away.
Maybe I like my NPCs enough and I want them to come back to offer fun advice. I don't know. But
There you go.
he came back to speak to Pestilus, warn him of the awakening of his brethren, which to Pestilus is probably big news. He hasn't divulged that to anyone else apart from having the scale. And then this was the first night on the beach, and I think you guys were saying you were spending a second night to repair and get kind of set up here, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So we had the party night. The morning after, Andros used his staff to do a lot of repairs magically on the Horizon's Promise. So he wanted the crew to focus on getting Dietrich's ship, seaworthy and able to sail on its own without having to be dragged along.
Roll me. Oof. Roll me a. Roll me an invest. You roll me investigation, and then anyone else who wants to help repair the second ship, roll me investigation.
Okay.
Because there's a couple things to it as far as.
Give me a sec, I forgot to set up my tower.
Okay.
All right.
Jeez.
Wow.
Thamor, are you going to search the other ship? No, that's a silly ask. He's gonna fish.
Yeah.
No, I'll touch the other ship.
Very nice.
Thamor likes to loot.
All right, yeah.
Well, it wasn't just a loot check. It's also a check to see if people could find enough supplies to repair it. It is in pretty
That's
nasty
like
disarray,
each.
and the coast you're on doesn't necessarily have a whole abundance of lumber and supplies.
I rolled 12.
Sure. I do know, again, the Horizon's Promise probably has some crates that they've done shipping for in the past. Andros
Yeah.
would be willing to sacrifice some of, if we do have some supplies or whatnot, he'd be willing to sacrifice some of those to at least get some crates to
Yeah,
do some
that's
extra
kind of what I
repairs with.
figured. Like I said, it was part of that, part of like just searching around the island to see if you could find like driftwood, shipwreck, like find things to help repair. As well as, yes, investigating the ship now that it's obviously not attacking you with the angry goddess of the sea. it's a little bit calmer than that time. Just a wee bit. Yeah, I mean, between most of the roles, especially with, uh, between Hildy and Seabreeze, you were both able to very much like assist in finding supplies, finding some stuff stored in the ship. May have not been otherwise noticed, as well as kind of finding ways to really get it back up in ship shape. Absinthe you as well also succeed in this, however, with a nat 20. Gonna give this find to you. As you're kind of surveying the ship, assisting with repairs and everything, on the top deck, kind of something glints between the floorboards and the deck. Perhaps left behind or in the fray, but it is wedged pretty deeply between two planks and seems to be wedged down in there. And as you inspect it closer, you find it's a locket.
Closed or open?
It's closed. It's jammed currently between the planks and on the main deck of the ship.
I will use Mage Hand to pick it up. So if I pull it out from the damaged area it's from and pick it up, do I get a better view of, does it look broken? Locked shut? Does it look broken, kind of like half ajar?
It doesn't look broken. It looks very worn. Like it is a silver locket that's very worn out, seems to be tarnished, and the detailing on it, like it kind of has like some design to it, ornate kind of designing to it that has been worn away.
In that case, does it seem to emanate some kind of magical property?
Do you have detect magic or any way of noticing this?
Yeah, you know what? I'll cast Tech Magic as a ritual. I am prepared.
All right, so the mage hand just falls to the ground. I guess you just drop it on the floor to prepare your detect
I'll
magic for
lower
10
it on
minutes.
the floor. Onto the ground.
Yeah, you notice it is giving off a very it's giving off a very faint trace of magic to it.
In that
It
case,
is that's right. You know the school is what's the spell? Divination. I don't know why. Divination.
Then I'm going to go one further. I will spend the extra 11 minutes to cast Identify on it as a ritual.
Okay. And during this process, perhaps,
I'm sure someone will stumble on
as
me.
I'll say,
while
I imagine the
20
others who are
minutes.
fixing the ship will randomly stumble upon you as well as you're sitting there chanting on top of the deck, staring at a locket. Do that info as you will, but as you cast Identify, let's see, what does it do? It says you must touch it the entire time.
That's fine, I'll touch it.
Okay, roll me a wisdom saving.
Nice.
Can you go 5 minutes without getting a curse?
I think a 19 is fine.
You touch it, and there's a cold chill that runs up your fingers, and a sense of loss seems to kind of rattle through you for a brief moment before you kind of shake it off and realize that this item seems to try to be exerting this influence on you. You shake it off, it seems to fade. As you cast Identify, let's see, what does it tell you? It is affected by, or at least from what you can tell, seems to be affected by the clairvoyance spell.
Oh.
The object itself is affected by clairvoyant.
It seems to be, well, you learn whether spells are affecting the item. You don't know what else it... I guess you learn all its properties. It's being affected by clairvoyance, and it can cast clairvoyance.
Oi, Ascot. What you got there?
I was looking at the pendant, thinking about clairvoyance of, like thinking in his head, like I need another mother. I think this is Captain. I think this is a pendant. And it was left behind by, well, probably the former captain. Careful, it's some kind of divining sensor.
Saying? Can you dispel it? Or maybe we can get Hildy to do it.
I guess salty with the description of learning all of its properties. I'm getting the intuitive sense that this is probably one of a pair of items, if it's both a target of clairvoyance and also can cast clairvoyance.
Potentially. Either a
Would it-
pair of items or something else is linked with it.
And if it's being affected, it's currently being affected by clairvoyance. So
Yes.
somebody is actively, essentially scrying on it.
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
The spell has an active effect of clairvoyance on it. Whether or not someone's looking at the time, who knows?
Absent
But-
Thoughts will direct Andros over to a corner of the ship.
And
he's-
and also as you're touching it and stuff like that, you do notice that the locket, it feels very smooth, as though well worn, and the locket, like latch itself, is still very much intact.
As he's walking over to a more secluded corner of the ship, looks over to Andros. Tell me more about this captain of this ship. Do you know him?
I knew of him. Yes. His name is Dietrich Akosh. He was a minor cleric of the Council of Dawn. I learned of him when I was last in Sunbreak. He was the betrothed of my former paramour. Yeah. Let's just say my last meeting with her was not an enjoyable one for any of us.
Absalom looks back down at the pendant.
Does it have a picture in it, Salty?
You opened it?
Yeah, I've opened it.
It has a, like a drawing of Lisette.
Does she look attractive?
I mean,
Oh,
I assume.
God, really?
I
your,
assume.
your definitions.
Does he
may
look
vary,
conventionally
I
attractive to
suppose?
Valorant? Let me rephrase that, because sometimes with cross-cultural things.
I don't know what Absintholos is interested in, but I mean, yes, it seems to be a fairly attractive.
Give me a
Female?
moment.
Um,
I can share the art I have of her.
Oh, perfect.
Yikes!
I mean-
what the fuck?
Well, the comment that's going to come out after Absintholos is, my condolences.
All right, here we are. I will post it over here.
Dang.
Dang.
Wait, is that a skull?
That is not part of the. It was the face. That's her general persona. At least when
Okay.
Andros knew her. The skull we can ignore.
Okay, got it.
I didn't make the art, so I can't make everything about it perfect.
figure that would be a turn on for Absintholos having the skull, but you know,
They've got skulls on the top of their heads.
she shops at Hot Topic.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
my condolences.
thanks. Yeah, let's just say I was surprised to hear that. Well, he claimed that she passed. He claimed she killed herself.
Mm,
That wasn't the woman I knew. If it was. But then again, a decade of being held captive and eventually handed off to some fucker from the council as a trophy wife. I guess that could break anyone's spirits.
would would anything change for you if you could figure out whether she was still alive?
No, I don't think so. I think I've mourned her. As much as I can, at least. It'll be impossible to forget her. She was... Well, when I still lived in Sunbreak, she was my world. And I expect I hers. And... well... the way I left... was certainly not of my choosing, nor was it how I ever dreamed it would happen. I tried to return. You knew me originally as Barnacle, but I never found him. Every time we were over here near Whiteleaf, I searched, asked around. At least locally, she was known as the Moonlark of Sunbreak. But nothing ever turned up, and well, felt easy to just keep sailing.
Would you mind if I let the curiosity get the better of me?
Well, I'm already talking, so be my guest.
Absaloth's like to cast clairvoyance through the sensor, presumably to where the uh, other link sensor is, because it does allow to in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you. He's going to presume there's a second locket. It's totally okay if there's not a second locket. It could totally fail.
Nope, it succeeds. And the vision that you get, let's see, you get. Do you choose seeing or
I
hearing?
will choose sight.
You see pitch darkness.
Ascot, what are you doing?
So I only see darkness in that. Even just looking around, it's just still all darkness.
Yep. You can also switch between seeing and hearing should you wish. It's just pitch dark.
Let's change it to hearing then. Maybe it's locked away somewhere with some noise.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Well, this is where the fun ends.
Jeez, man.
And it's got hot dice right now.
take a 19. Though wouldn't mind 23.
Let's see. Okay. Something. You hear something low and droning in the darkness. You can't quite place it, but you feel something try to reach out. Something affect your mind. With that, you pull away from the sensor before it can affect you. Something strong.
Familiar or unfamiliar?
I mean, unfamiliar as far as, like, it's not like a presence that's doing that, but it's a spell effect.
Okay. He snaps out of it and looks over to absent Andros, and
But the voice is also like what the sound you're hearing is that of a woman.
can I make an estimate of the age based on it? Based on the voice? I know it's kind of a stretch.
Not from the short bit you listened. You would have to
Okay.
focus potentially, and I don't know if you want to focus listening to something you just resisted a wisdom saving throw for.
No. Did the sound make any coherent like sentences, or was it more like incoherent whispering?
It sounded like incoherent whispering.
Well, Andros, maybe Diedrich. I won't say
What did
he's right, but maybe he's not exactly wrong.
what did you just do?
Well, this is under the effect of some kind of clairvoyant spell, and I've made I think, a reasonable assumption that it's linked to another object. I tried reaching out to the other object, try to put a sensor around it. It is enclosed in some kind of darkness, and listening around it with some kind of whisper affecting the mind that I would rather not listen to again anytime soon.
Like what? Like what we heard at down in Greener Greens near that tunnel?
Salty, remind me, was that also like a similar kind of incoherent whispering attempting to mind control people?
No, the tunneling greener greens was a singing,
The
Okay.
wailing, yeah.
the wailing. This is. It sounds like I said, like a female whispering something into your ear, but nothing formed words that you could understand.
It's your mom.
No. More in character. No, not like Greener Greens. This is. You ever hear about stories how there's that sort of king or queen's advisor that whispered things into their ear and seems to have their own agenda and pull their own string?
Like your
Try to.
mother? Because it gives him a cheeky little grin.
Well, more switch the place, but yes. Whatever's on the other side of this wants to have undue influence on whoever's looking into it. If
Someone like what, chanting a spell then? Or some sort of hex.
some kind of a cursed magical effect, I would agree. If I don't know what Diedrich was like before our last encounter, but if Diedrich was listening to this, especially if he was the betrothed and let himself be vulnerable, I could see why he became what he became as of recent.
Do you mind if I hold on to that?
Yes, yes you can. He hands over the locket over to Andros. Just perhaps if you try to be clairvoyant about it, perhaps let me help you steal your mind.
Certainly. I don't plan on losing my mind to whatever fucking shite the White Order's got through this. Anyway, nice work.
Oh, and I'm sure the White Order has worse, considering they've already at the stage of wrangling Paylor.
Yeah, not to mention whatever that spell core they used, or at least Dietrich used.
You're certainly running shorter on time than I'd like. As
Yeah.
Absinthe starts going back to the ship and starts doing some repairs.
Listen, Ascot,
Hmm?
when we get to the White Order, I wonder if it would be smart to perhaps assume a different form. We're
For
gonna
you to
need
assume a
you.
different form, or for me to assume a different form?
I can cover most of us. I have the ability to cloak us in illusions. But more, we need to start investigating everyone that we can, and every angle that we can. I'm going to be, unfortunately, a known fugitive, so there's not a whole lot I can do except help facilitate. You, on the other hand, well, you could just be a diplomat, maybe a steward of House Levia, seeking political audience of some sort. Start delving into the political channels, see what you can learn. Likewise, I'm sure our companions can potentially start investigating other aspects of the kingdom. Maybe Thamor can talk with military personnel. Seabreeze, well, we both know her connections. I'm sure she can do that flawlessly. Shortstack and Pestles, well, I'm sure there's artisans and other crafters. Could hear what the rumors are, see if there's any information about them using or buying up spell cores from Jerarag. I think we need to be ready to pursue any avenues that we can. We can't be naive about this. You already know that they've got eyes here. They know about this ship. I'd hate to ditch it, seeing how it can be, if nothing else, funding our little adventure if we sell it back, but we need to be vigilant and we need to be ready.
I think that's a fair reason to be worried. I'm personally a bit more worried that they're already at the end game. We may be, but I hope not. Too late.
Right. A question then for you.
Hmm?
I remember you mentioning something about, well, a connection or something you had with those scientists fucks we met in Green Greens. Was it similar to this? You using clairvoyance or some sort of long-range communication to them?
That reminds me, I need to speak to Joshua again.
Joshua. That was one of the aides' names, yes?
Yes. It's helping me figure out a little bit more what's Jerry Rag specific.
How does the spell work? Do you need something of them, or do you just need to know of them? And are you
Think
the only one that can talk, or is this something you can share?
From what I can gather, you just need to know of the creature, provided that they also live in the plane of dreams, so to speak.
Sure.
Should the person you're trying to reach not dream?
Not an
Yeah.
elf, not like whatever Moroni was.
Yeah, not a.
Kalashtar, whatever.
Yes, not them, but everyone else as long as they are asleep. And I think, I haven't tried it yet, but I think I can get someone that I'm touching to also be the messenger to someone else. Perhaps if you knew someone, I can let you go into their dreams. You can manipulate the dreams for all sorts of good and bad things. I haven't tried this either, but I think if you want to be malicious, you can even cause mental harm.
No, thank you. No, I had. The White Order. Sunbreak is the center of all of this. And my mother is all caught up right in the middle of it. The last time I talked with her, she was safe. There was a general level of respect for her as a voice of Palor, in a sense. Not in the way that Ren was. She's no chosen, but she was, oh, one of the priests, the High Mother of one of the temples there. I would like to be able to talk with her and warn her of what's going on. She was the one that sheltered Ren when he was, well, not in his body. So, for all I know, from what I've talked to her, she's not in line with what they're doing with the gods. Capturing, enslaving, creating weapons of war that can pull a goddess into the material plane. I don't know if she can get out, but she needs to be told all the same. So tonight, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like you to get me in her dreams. I can show you what she looks like. Shortstack gave me a few more illusion scrolls.
You don't need to burn an illusion scroll, I think. I think as long as you know what she looks like, then you will be the messenger to her.
Alright.
Just beat me when the moon is at its highest. Bet you
Sure.
might even see by talking to Josh. Don't know what it looks like.
Well, yeah. I'll come visit you tonight. And, thanks. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Just worried we're gonna be too late. He continues with his mending.
Yep. Andros will nod. He'll head off, and using his staff, he will also be doing some mending and fixing things up, directing people, seeing what needs to be repaired. Salty question.
Okay.
The area of the deck that Dietrich smashed the spell core.
Mhm.
Is there anything left? Are there any scraps? Was anything left from it, or was it a clean explosion and just scorching on the deck?
Hildy would have been looking for that too.
It's scorching on the deck, and there's fragments, but what's left is like what you had seen at a distance and what Hildy and you would know as like spellcore material, like that kind of pristine, almost diamond-like design.
Mm-hmm.
The fragments that are left are no more than they look like rough cobble.
So they've lost all their luster. They don't have that translucent sheen to them. Okay.
Whatever effect this spell had, it devoured the properties of this core.
Okay. And there's none of the golden filigree that was around it either. So Well, I think
The
what we
filigree
find.
was consumed.
Yeah,
It's
what we
Selby, is
further
find.
that how the spell core, like, just being left behind, like without any of its luster, is that how spell cores typically, like, is
Not the
this
ones
unique
you've
to this?
interacted with, but you've
Okay,
also never seen one that, if you are guessing that this is a spell core housing the spell Wish, you've never seen one house that powerful of a magic before.
right. Okay,
This is borderline, like, theory crafting in Jerrag. Like, it
sure.
could be done, but they've never, to your knowledge, attempted it.
Sure.
Or at least, not that you're aware of.
Okay, this may be a stretch, but I'm going to ask anyway. With Hildy's knowledge of spell cores and such,
Mhm.
based on like what little there is left, even though they are inert, would she be able to like just take what is available and like reverse engineer, to try to at least figure out, even theoretically how this thing was constructed?
You can try. It, I mean, you can certainly try.
I like that.
I think that she would try that. I mean, it doesn't have to be right here on the deck, but I think that she would be like, gathering up, everything that
Oh, for
she
sure.
can, and
It
that
would
that'll
definitely
be her.
require, like,
Yeah,
it would require intensive, like, research, and even then it may still yield nothing, but it's definitely not gonna
sure,
be just, "Oh, I look at it, and I know how it works." It would be, like, taking it apart component by component, seeing if you can boil it down, see if you can figure out any of the structures that may have once existed, like, everything that happened with it. It would be a pretty, like I said, this is something that teams in Jedi that you have worked on in, like, literal, like, teams to try and figure out the
yeah,
secrets of, and here it is in front of you.
right. Which is exactly why she wants to figure out how this thing fucking works. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's gonna do that. This is gonna be her project for the next little while.
All right. So yeah, you collect a handful of these shattered pieces that, like I said, were once kind of a diamond, like clear prism-esque quality, are now reduced to nothing more than probably even like common stone is prettier and more lustrous than what was left.
Hmm.
But all the gold, filigree and wrapping to it is completely gone.
Okay.
Either surmise that it was consumed by the spell itself or destroyed in the detonation, you're not entirely sure. That was weird. The moment I said that, like someone revved their like engine on the street.
Brum.
Pretty much. Someone I didn't like my DMing there. Okay. Well, anyway. So you've got that. Um, Andros, you have the locket now.
Yes, he has it. He will probably take it and he will store it inside of the lockbox that's in his captain's quarters. So it will not be exposed. So if somebody is scrying on it, it would be inside of what amounts to a safe of some sort.
Okay.
I don't think it's. You can tell me if it's lead lined or not. I doubt it would be a lead lined safe, but that would, you know,
I don't think clairvoyance can see through that at base stats for clairvoyance, regardless.
yeah. But
Um,
that would be the idea. Is he would keep it
yeah.
in a locked area where, if anyone was scrying through it, at least they would not be able to see.
Yep. Could potentially hear if they were listening.
Sure.
But who knows? Who knows? All right. So while that's happening, Seabreeze, your Tressum
Yes.
has appeared and has a name.
Yes. Hello.
As you finish your, because this happened the previous night, so this is kind of rewinding a little bit.
Okay.
Because you did this, I think, end of the first night, right?
Yes.
You kind of scampered off and summoned
Yes.
your Tressum.
Yes.
As you call into the weave to call out your familiar, kind of combining both your sorcery and a little bit of what spark, brings forth the dawn, a brilliant light kind of shines as a pinpoint from the sky,
Oh.
creating this celestial-esque golden creature that appears before you, sitting in the crow's nest along the rail, looking at its paw, wings out in a majestic fashion, kind of catching the light. It looks upon you with one eye open, closes it, continues licking its paw.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. It cares for me not. Hello, what, telepathically, what is your name?
It holds up the paw that it's licking.
Your,
It continues licking its paw.
your name is...
It apparently is not finished yet.
Oh, sorry. I
I
am
love it.
patient. I will wait.
After a
Seabreeze
solid...
looks at her own pawish hand. Yes, actually, mine are somewhat dirty as well. Begins to lick her hand.
Yes. Yes.
After about 5 minutes-ish of it cleaning itself, it finally kind of shakes itself off, puts its paw down, stares at you, kind of... Hello, mortal.
Yes, hello.
I am the Golden Bean, bringer of dawn, devourer of sunbeams, herald of the seed of light, and the perfect ray of hope. Why have you summoned me?
That is a very long name. I have need of a familiar. I hope this will not be an imposition on your time.
And you deem yourself worthy to be my familiar?
Yes, I do.
Well, good. Find me a place to relax in the sunlight. It is rather dark here.
Shall I? Do you prefer like a hammock sort of bedding, or more like pillows?
Oh, you pillows, of course. The softest material you could find.
Of course. It shall only be a moment. I will be right back. Would this suffice up? Where are we right now, by the way, if this is rewind?
I believe you're up in the crow's nest where you said you wanted to summon it. So
Yes.
she's kind of sitting on the rail. Or he's sitting on the rail.
Oh, it's a he. Okay. So would this be okay if this was up here? It might get a little windy, but...
I have no fear of the wind, for
Excellent.
I am the Golden Bean.
I
Bring me my required sleeping arrangements, my little familiar, and we will continue our discussion.
Yes, of course. Skippers down the mast. Hello, Thamor. I'm on a mission. Yeah, we...
No!
Yes. Oh, this looks fine. Yes. Okay, I take these pillows.
No!
I believe at this point Andros is too busy getting drunk with Hildy, so...
Yeah.
I have returned. Are these acceptable?
Oh, they will do for now, but I expect finer things in the future if we are to make this acquaintanceship work.
Oh, okay. Yes, I will. That is the first thing I will seek out, but I am very pleased to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to a long and profitable relationship.
I'm sure you are. The pleasure should be all of yours.
Yes.
And if you listen to my orders, I'm sure we will get along brilliantly.
Right, of course. Can I shorten your name a little bit? A little. Maybe Bean or Hope? Hope? That's...
Fine, if you must. But if you address me in front of any other celestial beings, you must refer to me with my full title, as it is only appropriate.
Fuck. Okay, could you just give it to me one more time? I'm sorry. I need to write this down. I can come back.
Like, flays out its wings, as if to catch what fading light remains from its summoning. I am the Golden Bean, bringer of dawn, devourer of sunbeams, herald of the seed of light, and the perfect ray of hope.
Fuck, I got about half that. Okay, I got it. Yes, Well, it's good to meet you. I am going to find my own bedding. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, yes. Rest now. I have found myself very tired after this conversation and must rest.
She like lashes the pillows to the cross beam a little bit to make like a suitable little nest. Okay. Good night.
Yes, yes, my little familiar. Good night. And it curls up. He curls up, kind of plodding around, kneading the pillows a little bit before you hear it purr softly as it falls asleep.
Nice. I am happy. Hello, Thamor. Have you caught any fish?
Actually, have I caught fish? That's a very good question.
Really need to figure out like a fishing skill for you at this point. It just
I
happens
mean,
so
I
often.
think it's literally just me tossing halberd in the ocean
Yes.
and
Yes.
Animals?
you picking up a random AC.
Survival?
I mean, yeah, roll me a survival, yeah.
No, you're ruining it. I even a halberd of fishing.
You have a halberd of returning.
No, halberd of fishing.
That's fine. It's to avoid
It's
more.
literally called the halberd of fishing too. Don't take it from me.
Fortunately, though, the waters around here are kind of dead. So
Oh,
you
no.
mostly spear up a lot of driftwood or a lot of pieces and remains, a bone or two.
Oh,
This place sucks.
Thamor, this is unimpressive.
Also, Drake, just to prove you wrong, I do have a godly fishing halberd.
You're fishing
And
halberd.
the bonus is wrong still. +2. Also, did you fix your maneuver die?
Yeah, I just have to remember to actually have it as a D10.
Yep.
Instead of a D8. I changed all that session last time. I just forgot to roll rhythm.
Got it.
Thamor, I was hoping for a small morsel of fish. I have a new friend that I think might be hungry.
Oh, I actually did his name wrong. Crap, I have it written down differently.
That's why you were stealing the pillows from the blue man's quarters?
You didn't see that.
No, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yes, and yes. Yes.
Actually did his name.
No fish, huh? Okay. Well,
Bringer of dawn, devourer of sunbeams, herald.
Forgot one of the lines that got cut off on my own document.
Bearer of the seed of light, the perfect ray of hope. Beautiful.
yes. This is excellent. Okay. I will go find. Apparently, I sleep down here now. Because my name is written there, so this is where I sleep. With the owl.
Okay. So yeah, that was a little bit of a flashback from the prior night, kind of fast forwarding again. Seabreeze, if you wake earlier and as you're working on the ship, you notice your familiar is still pretty much just sleeping up in the crow's nest.
Oh, nice.
During all of that then, do we have... I guess we'll do Zer, or we'll do... Wait, is everyone here? Did we get everyone?
I don't think
everyone-
Zerg is back yet.
Yeah, Zerg and Key are not here yet.
Okay. So I guess we'll go, Thamor, what are you doing the following night then? As people are, like, repairing the ship, having having conversations and such with, lockets.
People are going crazy. They're talking about lockets and cats. Hildy's in the other room just talking to herself, trying to look at something.
She comes scampering over from the other ship with like an armful of like what looks like just rocks.
Mhm.
Very excited, kind of running into the lab.
And all this coming from the man who talks to shadows.
I don't talk to shadows. I punch shadows.
Not after last session.
I'll put your shadow.
Bring it.
Fully, I was in character.
Just arguing with Andros in his own head.
He doesn't know if it's people talking in his head or just his own voice. He hates people who use the ability to talk to people's heads. I guess I'll talk to my homunculus, which is invisible, so people just see me talk to myself.
Does he do it
I,
out in plain view, or does he go and find more private quarters?
You know what? Good point.
Back to the captain's quarters.
Get the fuck out of my room! God damn it!
Take the blankets. and
You
stuff.
annexed Hildy's room, and now you're still going to the captain's quarters.
This will not stand! Get out of my room!
Take it all.
Might be a good place to put a door right here.
No!
I'm gonna
No, it's not!
In your room.
Or just creates
Yeah.
a new door.
Yeah, just fucking burst through the door.
No!
Like fucking
Kool-Aid Man, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking get blown up by
Oh,
Hildy.
my poor ship. Why do you do this to
I-
me?
And you thought that Hildy was going to be the problem, but no.
Yeah, Claymore go into the captain's quarters, which used to be his old room.
No, it never did, but okay.
You know, Claymore and you have words about that, but you know. And he'll grab his locket, the one around his neck,
Mhm.
and summon his homunculus.
Hello, master.
What do you know? Straight to the point.
It stares incredulously at you with lifeless eyes that you cannot see because it's invisible, unless you get close enough because you have your eye, in which case, it still stares lifelessly at you.
Okay, what do you know about the shadow plane?
Find the lost people.
Okay, do you know where lost people are?
You see it kind of look around a little bit, and it just points kind of in a random direction. Find the lost people.
Where the directions just have to be open sea.
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like it's probably in the
Shit.
direction of back to the continent.
Wait, which continent?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
To Sormir.
To the
Okay.
east.
Mm-hmm. Then it also points to the west, directly to Almir. Find the lost people.
Hmm. Do you know who has them? I'll take that as a no.
It just stares silently at you. That is not a command.
Tell me who has them.
I don't know.
Well, I'll see you'll be more useful when we're on solid land. Go mess with Pestles.
Mess with
Oh,
Pestles. And it just
jeez.
wanders off. Mess with Pestles. Yeah. Fortunately, at this distance, it doesn't seem like it does a whole lot. But it might as you get closer to things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's going to
Third
follow
side
around
here.
and yeah, when he gets here,
go-
it'll start messing with him.
Can I change command?
Sure.
Go mess with the blue man.
Go mess with Blue Man. It looks at the bed that's already missing pillows, and it takes the sheet and just starts walking out. Mess with Blue Man. And Andros, or you're on the other ship, so it'll be a little bit
Yeah,
before it comes and finds you, but eventually it's going to try to make its way to you, dragging your blanket and sheets through the ship, through the water, through the mud, and it's just going to sit there and wave its hands like a ghost with the sheet covered over it. Ooh.
It's a good thing Andros has cantrips that can clean things and dry things. Get no respect on this damn ship.
Yes, it will continuously follow you around trying to attempt this.
Well, I suppose that's it for me for now. Unless I want to try fishing again, since it's now a new day.
And the seas didn't get much less deader, unfortunately. But
Would he have proficiency in survival fishing? I mean, we could
I would
probably
say he would at this point.
we could probably make him just like fishing tools. It would be like an artisan's tool that he's got proficiency in, and he can,
Yeah,
we
I
could
This is my
designate
halberd.
I was kind of
Right.
figuring what his halberd was, since he's basically spearfishing. It's just that in the open sea, kind of around this area, there's not a whole lot that really comes close to Dead Man's Isle. So catching
It's
them
kind of
is,
just dead fish.
yeah, dead fish or bones, or like, it almost seems like too that the fish just naturally avoid the area. Thamor, as you're fishing, you hear a voice kind of calling at you from atop the crow's nest. You there, hooligan.
He looks up.
You see a very bright orange, gold-esque looking cat with wings peering out from above on the crow's nest.
When the fuck did we get a cat?
We already had a cat.
I fucking love this.
Yes, I am referring to you, you big armored tin can.
Oh my god.
Can you hear me?
Oh shit.
Does he talk to you in my head?
No. He's just shouting down with like a loud voice from atop the crow's nest.
Oh my god, I can talk
How
to
tall is the
Zane.
crow's nest?
50 feet up.
Defeat
Shit,
him.
I can't teleport up
Normally
there.
they can't talk, but I'm making exceptions for Bean. So
Yay.
Actually, no, if I use my bonus action to dash, I could move up there. Teleport up there.
Jeez.
You're strong enough. Just climb.
You know what? Good point. I'll just jump.
What?
I don't think
Yeah,
you
no,
can jump that high.
That's not what
I'll
he
prove you
said.
wrong. Oh yeah,
With
I'll
a
start
look
climbing the
of-
mast.
with a look of fascinated and perhaps a tinge of fear, the creature flutters off and takes to the sky, hovering in the air above. That is not what I was referring to, you brute. I simply wanted to ask if you had caught any fish, any of you would give some to me.
So far, you have been nothing but quite rude. Why do I give you anything?
Ah, you simpleton. I am the golden bean, bringer of dawn, devourer of sunbeams, herald of new beginnings, the bearer of the seed of light and the perfect ray of hope. You shall address me as such.
No, I won't.
It blinks. I'm sorry?
Thamor, I'm sorry. This is not familiar. I forgot
I'm
to
so
tell
tempted
you.
to say you will
Familiar.
be.
I
Dispose
forgot.
of
I
this
mean, this
food.
is my new friend. Do you have any fish? I think it might try to kill us in our sleep if we don't appease it.
And as you say this, you see the little tressum licking its paw, and it extends tiny little claws.
Oh, this is a.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't
Claymore
tell
starts to
you.
reach for his halberd.
No. It's
no,
okay.
no.
It's okay. Do you have any fish, please?
I do not, and that little thing will never get any fish from me.
Please don't say that.
Never. May the ray of sunshine and the dawn never shine upon you, then.
Oh, what have you done? Where on the? Are you up on the mast, or did you not start climbing yet?
I think I started climbing it and he flew off.
Okay. So I will climb the rest of the way up, and then fluff the little pillows and say, "Please come back. I will get you." I will get
First,
you some
send that
fish."
brute away. I do not wish him in my space.
He will leave eventually. We need to just wait.
Maybe I start sleeping up on the crow's nest.
He usually goes fishing before too long. We just need to wait.
Yes, and I merely inquired about attaining some of these fish. It seems only a small price to pay to bask in my radiance.
Yes, we were. He still has much to learn.
You're about as radiant as the fucking door.
Oh no!
I
Thamor,
never.
Thamor, no! Jesus.
Well, may tonight you find an unpleasant surprise in your boots, good sir.
He's going to shit in your boots.
Seems about right for such a lowly being.
Seabreeze is actually laughing now.
Careful. You know we have a piss in boots.
Oh.
God, Terry.
I sense the blue man making an awful joke somewhere. She dances
They
around
were
him.
start climbing down off the mast.
Yes,
As you
Thamor,
go down,
let
it
me help
approaches
you.
back in.
Let me help you get some fish. Come on, let's go fishing.
Yes, my familiar, should you find any fish, be sure to bring me the tastiest of the lot. I will reward you handsomely.
Oh, this is probably going to be awesome. Okay, Thamor, come on, let's fish some. What do I roll to help you fish?
If you give that thing fish, yeah, I will never give you fish again.
Oh, but that is not fair. Thamor, think of how much this could aid us. He said
It has been
Tressum.
quite rude to me.
He said
It
Tressum,
would be
though,
survival.
they're all like that.
I don't.
That's
Or it's
not
like
how
that.
shit.
Oh, I rolled a really good survival roll. This is good. What did I roll here? 15 plus survival. 0. Oh, that's a 15.
Hold on.
You want me to roll a survival too?
I think you're the one that's actually fishing. I'm just kind of helping.
Great, there's a new fucking thing on this ship and thinks it's also a god. This is not good.
You have competition now.
Andros is gonna have to start locking the door to his cabin.
As if the locks could hold us. Thamor already Kool-Aid Man through the fucking wall.
I haven't done that.
I watched you
I
push
might at
your
some
token
point.
through the wall.
Hildy's just too busy with her rocks and notice the wall is coming down.
All right, come on, Noko, roll your survival. We need some fish.
I was
Let's
looking
go.
for
Come on.
salty. You said 1 second.
It doesn't mean you can't roll.
I want to make sure I'm on the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But have I ever been one to roll something without, prompt?
What? What? I can't wait till my Tressum meets this owl.
The gassy owl.
Can't see how.
I think I have a new target for Humunculus to fuck around with.
At least it's not messing with Andros, stealing his sheets again. Mess with the Tressum.
I mean, I was listening. I'd said something for if Pestles was being messed with, but that's fine. Blue Man's sheets getting dragged is even better.
That's what's happening. Salty's headset is dying and his other one doesn't want to connect.
No.
If I
I'm sorry. I need to get rechargeable batteries for the Xbox controllers that we got.
I guess while we're here, so what's with this sassy cat?
He's our new best friend.
I summoned him as a familiar, and apparently he doesn't understand that that means that he's my familiar and not the other way around.
No, just like all cats, they own you.
Yes.
Yep.
Frumpkin, this is not.
This is not. No. Mm-mm.
Nope.
The fucking
It's
One Punch Man
celestial.
meme. Who left this sassy child here?
Yeah. Yep.
But Thamor, see, with this is very special because I know things about a Tressum can see invisible things within 60 feet. And cannot be poisoned.
So it's half of Green Man.
Yes. Somebody is joking.
That was a
Think it's
disgusting
pestles.
sound, and I never want to hear it again.
Sorry.
What
Give
the
a pestle to have Nick maneuver.
I apologize. I
That
didn't realize that
vomit
would cross
in my
the-
ear.
That is the sound that Zidane makes in the middle of a royal function because someone's talking about him. Yep, that was the exact point, and that's how the war started.
There we go. I think I can hear things now.
Welcome back.
Okay, yeah, my wireless headset decided to die unexpectedly, and then not tell me it was dead. And then I switched to my other headset and didn't want to connect. It just didn't exist. So, fun times.
The golden bean is now our god. We all worship it.
Of course. You should.
And Noko needs to fish more to get it fit.
Thamor is not giving any of that catfish.
You still
Is
trust me, right? Right? Thamor?
Not anymore, no.
What?
Is Golden Bean a male or a female cat Tressum?
It's a male.
I gave you your ultimatum. You keep that catfish, you get no more fish.
But Thamor, it's such a useful friend. Like,
They called me a tin can.
but you can't possibly have such thin skin. You are a god.
I just
But
want
it
to
won't
point out that
possibly
canonically,
mind not getting any
Kilby
fish.
called him Buckethead a few days ago. So.
Yes, I
And you're
Kilby has
lucky.
a
And you're lucky you weren't tossed to a wall.
And let's be very honest, Zeus was a god, and he had about the thinnest skin as you could possibly have.
That is
Yes,
true.
Thamor,
Yeah.
Thamor is better than that. He is much more.
He does not turn into a
No, I'm
goose
not.
to woo women, so yes.
Yes.
That's because don't have polymorph for now.
Andros can change him into a goose. we,
Oh no,
we
someone
killed
else
Raina.
is joking.
God,
We
damn
killed
you.
her. We killed her.
So far, it's 2 for 2. I'm actually giving you the answer.
So, Mr. GM, did we get any fish with these rolls?
Thamor didn't roll.
Thamor didn't roll yet. Your roll, again, with kind of the fact that there's nothing really around, doesn't seem to successfully net you any fish.
Damn it.
Maybe
I know,
catch
right?
Leviathan.
I got massively nerfed. I need to talk to the fucking GM about this.
Oh,
Not being able to use my
massively
halberd to fish.
You're massively nerfed on this island that has no fish to fish.
I can't fish with my halberd. I so sad.
I mean, like I said, you're using kind of more traditional things. Yeah, there's just really no fish around here. It seems like they're actively avoiding the island.
This place really sucks.
yeah, we need to get out of there.
Maybe you two lumps should start helping with repairs.
I did.
Good thing we can't hear the other captain. He's on the other ship.
Yeah, well, how can we
Noise
hear
of
you?
Man.
The ships are like next to each other. We are
Oh.
they are
Oh,
dry
he's over
docked
there,
basically
okay.
next to each other. We're like
I know
30
the
feet
Blue
apart.
Man.
My investigation was
Ooh.
phenomenally high. I think I helped a lot.
Like I'm hearing a little gnat somewhere.
Uh-oh. The kobold is going after my Tressum. Uh-oh.
Oi, Thamor, help the dwarves carry their shit. Do something other than attack dead fish.
See, everybody treats you like crap, Thamor. It's not... That's not
Well, I'm
unique
not
to my
appreciated on
cat.
this ship. But they more will help the dwarfs.
Annoy the Blue Man. Ooh.
I guess I'll just consider this other ship up here the other one.
That works for now, yeah.
I'll try and help.
Yeah. Wait, which ship are we? Are we loading stuff from this ship onto
The
our
top
new
one,
one,
I
or
guess?
from?
You're
Yeah.
fixing
So-
the quote unquote new
Okay.
ship. You're fixing Dietrich's ship.
For purposes of not making another
I will
map,
attempt to help.
the middle and bottom are the Widow's Kiss, and the top one is Dietrich's.
For just, theater of mind aspect right now, since the other ship is just kind of there to be repaired.
Also, if we're saying the homunculus is annoying Anderos, he will cast Seeming on Barnacle to look like Anderos. So now there are two blue men.
Barnacle appreciates this, I imagine.
For 8 hours, Barnacle looks like Anderos. Take that, stupid homunculus. You don't have the int to figure out which one's which.
I say, yeah, it really doesn't. So yeah, whatever is closer, he'll just keep bouncing between whatever is closer. Annoy the Blue Man. Ooh. And he'll just kind of do everything in his power to get in the way, wearing the sheets, kind of tripping up whoever he's near. Just generally being a nuisance. And it has the sheet so it can be visible.
Barnacle
He
would
doesn't
play
know
pranks
who it's
right
coming
back.
from.
Sorry?
Barnacle would play the pranks right back. He'd like freeze the corner of the sheet to the deck and have watch the thing stumble.
I mean, it wouldn't know any better. It's just gonna keep going.
He'd blow it off the ship with gust.
Annoy Blue Man.
But I would say Blue Man doesn't know who sent him, but the only person if I call it Blue Man anymore.
I think Anderos would figure out pretty quickly from the voice who sent the annoying invisible sheet man.
The one who keeps saying Blue Man, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. So while that is occurring, the bean is watching with great dissatisfaction, not being fed up its fish that it wishes.
I feel bad.
Pestles and Freya, what are you two up to?
Is this like a new day, or is this
New day.
kind of going back and forth? Okay.
New day. We only went back so I could kind of cover the Tressum since we didn't cover that last session. But it's a new day right now. As the day is kind of progressing, like I said, a lot of people are on the other ship kind of helping repair. Seabreeze and Thamor are mostly fishing / trying to appease the Tressum. Andros is issuing orders on the other ship, repairing and being chased around between him and Barnacle by a sheeted, ghost-looking homunculus running around saying dumb lines.
Sheet they stole from my bed.
Yep.
Have no
your
pillows
pillows
and no sheets.
Pillows have been relocated.
I will definitely say that the next day, because Freya would most likely be spending her time in the gallery trying to cook some food, but
The gallery.
well, that's where it's the galley. I'm sorry.
Well, considering the way that the dwarves were ogling her the other day, you could consider it a gallery.
Oh, no.
There's a
Oh, no.
singular piece of art.
Sorry, it's just the
She's
words.
locked all the doors.
The galley, my mistake. Yeah, she's mostly gonna cook for everybody who's working on the crew, on the ships and everything. But
I mean, you are going to also earn yourself more dwarven followers who will come back for seconds, despite not needing any more.
okay.
You are really, really earning their currying their favor, as it were.
Okay.
With curry.
But eventually she will try to find Andros. At which I is from my assuming he's on the other ship, but she'll um she'll just call out from the other boat, Andros, Captain, I need to speak with you for a second. And
Roll an
p-
investigation check to see if it's actually
she's
Andros.
just okay. It's not gonna go well, but oh, there you go.
Annoy the blue
Yeah,
man.
you spotted the right one.
Yay!
You met my DC. What is it, Snowflake? You alright?
Oh no, I'm fine. It's just wondering if our guest has eaten anything.
You feel free to visit him. I don't think he wants to see me. But if you'd like company, I can visit with you.
Well, given the circumstances of yesterday, um, that would probably be well of mind.
So is that a yes or no?
Yeah, yes, please.
Right. Barney, keep him in line. I'll be back shortly. Alright, Captain. Alright, Captain. I'll be you.
Oh
That's a
my
The
terrible.
god.
That's a.
Homunculus like stares blankly for 1 second, turns, and then starts kind of waddling back over to you, Andros.
Andros Misty steps back to the other boat.
Annoy the blue man.
Yeah, Andros will join Freya visiting Dietrich.
She'll basically she's carrying it down. What I assume I don't know what we have for food, but she'll try to.
Standard ship rations. Cured meats and hardtack, that kind of stuff. Nothing fancy.
Okay.
Things that
Um.
preserve well.
Well, I would say she'll use some of her herbs to make like a bread and some pico if she can. And then if we have cheese, she'll add that on there and stuff like that. But eventually she'll walk with you being silent and looks at the as we're coming down the stairs, kind of pauses for a moment, a little afraid, but then she takes a deep exhale and approaches the I'm the cell. I'm assuming it's just a
Yeah.
It's a cell.
okay.
He sits there cross-legged, kind of bags under his eyes. You can presume he probably didn't sleep well. And he sees you both come down and is glaring daggers at you, Freya. But he's still gagged.
Morning, Dietrich. What a friend.
If
She
looks
made you.
could kill.
She made you a nice meal. Better than what I got. Are we gonna cooperate?
He just continues to glare at you between both of you.
Freya will look back at Andros and looks back at the Dietrich. Is the cell unlocked, or do you have a key?
I don't think it'd be wise to go in right now.
Well, how else is he going to eat if his hands are bound?
Andorus will cast Mage Hand and will undo the gag, and then will also undo the manacles and return.
Dietrich kind of gags a bit as he rubs his wrist. So, is this who you left her for?
No. This one found me.
Right. Sure. They just find you, and you leave them. Better run, darling. He'll leave you like all the others.
She just raises a brow. I'm sorry, but I'm quite confused. I don't know what you're referring to be honest. I'm really here as a concerned doctor, and to be
You
honest, you're
do
not
you do have
looking
quite
very.
the few bruises, Dietrich. She'd be willing to look at them for you if you'd like.
He just, again, glares daggers at you, Andros, and looks over to you, Freya. Don't be twisted by his words. He left behind someone, twisted her will. Now she's dead because of him.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. I really don't know what you're referring to again or who she is, but I'm, in all honesty, I am just myself and I don't follow him. I am here on my own accord, and my accord is telling me I need to look after someone who is very hurt and looking famished.
Far more than hurt. Far gone. There's nothing your doctor could save me at this point unless you bring back the long dead. Or perhaps slip a knife into the ribs of the one that killed her. He glares at Andros.
I
Nurse is just own face through all.
I do not have the ability to bring the dead back to life. I am sorry, really, but in all honesty, if I were to have that power, I think she will not be fully there.
He just
What I mean
scoffs as he
is,
kind of turns his head, looking to the floor.
Dietrich, we
well,
can do this way, which is stupid. Or you can eat
You
the food.
don't get a say in this. I still haven't. I will never forgive you.
Fine. She's done nothing wrong to you, and she made you a nice meal.
And she follows you, and that is all the reason I
sir,
hate.
I do not follow him. I honestly, if anybody, if I follow, it is my goddess.
Then why don't you leave? He is a sinful killer. A neglectful fool that killed my wife.
I do not leave because there are others that need help here. I do not leave because he is an answer to one of the things I am searching for.
You're searching for death and loss, and perhaps you are in the right
Death
place.
and loss is everywhere. It is not here, it's not him. There is anything, everywhere, could trouble us. Again, I am sorry that your wife is gone, but she is still with you in your memory, in your heart. If you
Just
continue to blame, it will only make yourself darken more.
all I've got left. All I've got left. I will see to it. Drag him down into the 9 hells with me where he belongs, so that he can see her face one last time before she stabs him too.
What makes you think she's in the 9 hells?
She committed the ultimate act of sacrilege and took her own life
Have
Oh,
you
for a
is
witnessed
that?
this?
wanton stranger who forgot about her.
Oh, right. That's what they taught in the temples. Well, if it's any consolation, Dietrich, she's not in the hells.
I suppose something like you, as he stares pointedly at your horns, would know this, wouldn't you?
Yes, I'm just laden with knowledge of the hells. I fuck a succubus every night. Is that what you think of me? Is that what you think of your your superior?
He turned to the light. Your father had the right idea. You are nothing better than the hell spawn you came from.
I'll be sure to tell him that when I see him. Now, are you going to eat the meal the nice woman made for you or not?
He looks down at it and looks at Freya before he picks it up and kind of shuffles a few bites down. Fine. Not for you. I do this to keep my drive alive, to drag you down with me.
Good. We need a strong person for what we're going to be doing. So by all means, eat up, Dietrich.
He sits there quietly as he kind of shovels food, but again, still glaring daggers at you, Anderos.
How badly is he hurt?
He's mostly just bruised up. He kind of just got knocked out in about one fell swoop.
Thamor
Mostly
smacked
he's,
him a few times with the blunt, or the flat edge of his halberd.
so he's a
So
bit
he's
bruised. His dignity's probably what's battered the most of everything, considering he just kind of went down like a sack of potatoes. But he doesn't have any like critical or mortal injuries of any kind.
Okay. If anything, because of this, if he's still in the cell and we're not able to go anywhere, she's just gonna look upon him, and then she'll just bow her head, and she'll actually make some signatures in the air, and you see some water droplets start to form just out of nowhere, and then form around him, and it starts to sparkle and give a luminescent blue glow as she's passing a healing word over him.
He jumps initially, kind of taken aback, like looking at it a little bit fearfully, guarded as though, but then he notices the healing magic and with a grunt just kind of resigns him to it. Don't expect me to thank you. Yes.
I do not expect a thank you. I know we're not on good terms, but in my mind, it does not matter who is a friend or a foe. All I see is someone injured, and I must heal them.
You can take that sick dog out to pasture behind you. Injured soul should just be put down.
No, I don't believe that.
Pity.
Well, I'm glad that you are eating, and if you get hungry again, you can always inform of the god who is post here, and I'll make sure to make another meal for you. And if you don't want him here, she kind of nods in his direction, then I will come down and feed you myself.
I would like it if he was gone for good. I suppose I don't get that option, do I?
I know your hatred is deep, but I cannot satisfy your need.
Tell me, what do you see in him? In this so-called charlatan of a hero? Led a woman astray. Fell apparently in love with him so much that she fated me. And then led her to... What do you see in such a horrid demon?
Well, I do not judge this scenario. I cannot put my voice to this, but being that I have traveled with him, he is very considerate and thoughtful of his crew. And he's being very kind hearted, showing you a side that, even though your words are hurtful, he is welcoming them. He's not lashing out like what other people would do.
I speak the truth, and yet I sit here caged like a dog. Is that what you call a kind-hearted soul? Moving on, as he left the one I love to die. Truly, truly a
think
selfless soul.
The reason you're behind there is because you have hurt many people, not just the day before. I think he wants to earn your trust, and I know you're not gonna trust him because of what has blinded you and what has hurt you. And I don't doubt you for it, but in time, that hatred might disappear. Not because of him. And who knows? I don't know if your wife is actually gone or if you have witnessed this event.
I saw her body. How dare you say I didn't see what I saw?
You just now informed me. So with that, I do not know, and I apologize. But if she is truly gone, then I will pray that her soul is in a very peaceful state, and that you will be reunited in the next life.
Can it be? Well, that demon still lives. Even now she cries for vengeance. Even now.
Dietrich, did you give Lucette something special? Perhaps a wedding gift of some sort? Locket, ring, anything like that?
What right do you to ask?
I just am curious. You seem a good husband. You seem someone who cared. Someone who cared would shower
I
her
cared
gifts.
more than you did. That's
That's
for damn sure.
I'm not arguing that. I merely wish to know if she had something special. Was she buried with something from you?
You notice, I don't really need an investigation check for this, as you mention this, He looks away from you, saying nothing, but grabs at his chest, and you see a panic wash over his face as he kind of grabs at his shirt a little bit, and his hand goes down. It's none of your concern. You don't deserve to know. You deserve nothing anymore.
Perhaps a small locket.
You see his eyes furrow in just anger.
With her portrait painted inside it.
Found something of mine. Ask that you return. If you have any shred of humanity left in your shell of a husk, you demon.
Tell me. How would you feel if you knew that I heard her voice?
He looks angry. A little bit of panic seems to cross his face, but the anger kind of takes over.
I know the locket is enchanted. A twinned.
Give it back. It is not yours. You do not get to hear her voice. And not after what you've done.
Dietrich.
Give it back! And he lunges at the bars. His face pressed against it. Kind of a maddened look to him.
Think for a moment, Dietrich. If I heard her voice, how could she be dead?
Give it back. You don't hear. She would speak only in curses to you. Cursing your life.
Perhaps she would.
Not yours to have.
But if she still lives,
Don't
doesn't
you
your
dare
ire,
speak
doesn't your
such
hatred
vile,
seem misplaced?
dare speak such vile lies to me. Give it back to me.
You
It's
can
mine.
believe it's a lie if you'd like, but I know what I heard.
Kind of just bangs against the bars. Give it back!
Andros just blinks a little bit. And what if I do? I know it's enchanted. Will you continue to cooperate?
Yes. Cooperate. Back. Not yours. All I've got left.
Fine. And Andros will turn to Freya. I'll be back momentarily.
She'll nod her head.
And just kind of as he walks, past her, he'll just whisper in. He is a spellcaster. Be ready to counter him if he tries anything. And he'll head upstairs, get the locket from his quarters.
And as you leave, Freya, you notice as thing kind of leaves, the strength seems to leave Dietrich in that moment, that fury kind of overwhelming, bringing about that adrenaline, but he crumples to the ground, kind of hands on the bars as you hear him kind of start softly start weeping softly to himself.
She'll listening to him weep quietly. She'll look back up at the stairs, but slowly she'll step forward, lean down on her knee, and gently place a hand through the bars and stroke his hair as gently as she could.
You feel him tense, but he has no energy left. You just kind of feel him, like you feel the tense up, but you just feel that he tries to kind of rise and just kind of crumples back down, and you just can't fight back.
A minute later, Andros returns, locket in hand.
As you come back, as he hears you coming down the stairs, he kind of cuts himself off, rubs at his eyes, drying himself, kind of tries to recompose himself, tired but on the ground. Brought it then.
There's
Andros, you
also-
know you see his eyes are red and puffy, and you can very easily assume, but
Yeah, he walks forward and hands it to him through the bars.
he clutches it
don't-
with both hands, kind of, again, he's just sitting there stroking at it, curled up in his hands. He places it against his chest.
I don't hate you, Dietrich. I never did. I never meant for any of this to happen. I cared for her deeply. No matter what you say, no matter what you believe. She was the reason, the drive that kept me going in my 10 years of exile. I didn't leave her. I was forced out, and every time I searched for her, she was nowhere to be found. As much as you hate me, the man who kept her hidden for 10 years was not me. It was my father. So whether you like it or not, the man you serve, the man you call a servant of Paylor, is the same man who locked your wife away for 10 years before giving her to you as a trophy wife. And I'm going to Sunbreak to right what has been wronged. I don't mean this in an insult way, but you've been fooled. You've been dragged along as a pawn in a game much larger than yourself. The White Order, the Council of the Dawn, they're all corrupt. Every last one of them. They seek much loftier goals than merely serving a god. And if we do nothing to stop them, this world will burn under the flames of their armies and their abominations. So please, understand that I'm merely trying to save the world that she loved. Hate me all you wish. I don't hate you. I merely pity you. And that he steps back, sits down in one of the chairs, And you can see that there's a slight beating of tears in his eyes.
There's a silence as they're cradling the locket, kind of pulling it and opening it. And you hear him kind of trying to force back tears as well, but yeah, and give a damn about you or your father. Damn, how?
Not the man
Die
you think he
enough.
is.
I have to do. I couldn't I be enough to save her? Kind of crumples down, trying to choke back tears, but unbidden they come.
He nods and looks at Freya. If you'd like to get back to helping with the crew, you can. I'll stay and watch him.
You will.
Thank you.
As she's walking by, she'll gently place her hand on your shoulder and gives a sad smile to you before making her way back up.
And Andros will sit with Dietrich and eventually he'll re re that's excuse me, re-tie the gag and the manacles and just give him a sad frown.
Yeah. He doesn't resist, but he will clutch the locket tightly in his hand.
Yeah,
As you,
he won't take it away. And he'll just sadly frown and just say, I'm sorry. Didn't want it this way either. I only wanted her to be happy. And I couldn't give that to her anymore. And with that, he heads back up.
all right. Phew, Pestles, what are you up to hopefully be a little bit of a lighter?
Uh, Pestles would be finishing up the last touches on the project that he had undertaken last night with a patchwork brown cloak that had been lovingly kept together over the years. And then he'd be trying to find Andros about dusk, evening time. The scale is safely tucked away in his alchemist supplies. They're the pack in which all of his alchemy tools. It's weighed heavily on his mind, but for now he doesn't want to deal with it. So where are you at, Andros?
Yeah, I mean, after that, because that was probably sometime probably midday-ish. The rest of the day would go on. He'd be helping with repairs on Dietrich's ship. Um, obviously scouring any of the captain's quarters for any documents or whatnot, but I doubt he'd find too much, seeing how this was basically a suicide mission. But yeah, eventually he'd probably end up coming back and eating dinner with the crew and depending on how far we got on repairs, does it look like we should be able to sail the next day, or will we need to stay another day, Salty?
You should be able to sail the next day. Not
Yeah.
so bad that it wasn't repairable, and with the investigations you found a fair amount of like supplies and were able to get it at least seaworthy again.
Okay. Yeah, he'll probably be in his cabin plotting their course northward, between the maps and scales and everything he's got. So he'd be sitting in his room at his desk, lamp, burning, though it's not quite dark yet. So that's where he'd be.
There's a knock at your door.
Come in. It's open.
A little grunt of effort as the kobold pushes or pulls it open. And slung over one shoulder is Mirani's cloak. And then he peers in. Capitani Andorosi?
Yes, Lizard Lips. I said, come in.
Yes, but Pistols won't show. Pistols finished, but Pistols won't show thing. Pistols did. Come, please.
Sure. Sets down his, sextants and other tools that he's got. Stands up. Heads out. Oh, you mean the cloak, yeah? Follows him up.
Yes.
Right. So, show me. It looks brown, like it used to.
Yes, but come to side of boat and put on
Okay.
and
He'll
see
take-
sun go down and is dark. Yes,
Yes.
and now think of light or starlight. Yes.
Starlight. Sure. He picks it up and puts it over his shoulder. Right. Starlight. He just looks up and he sees the Northern Cross up ahead and just cocks his head a little bit. Right. Tell me, Lizard Lips, do you know what that one is?
No, but Pestos know. Maybe is pattern important?
Yeah. Constellation, known as the Northern Cross. A bit of a beacon for us sailors, old timers. When we see that in the sky, we always know that's our way north. At least keeps our bearings more or less situated.
Constellations.
Yeah, groups of stars.
Hmm.
She kind of touches at the cloak. She used to say that the stars were our ancestors looking down at us, watching over us.
Important
Interesting
people.
thought.
Important persons from long times, yes. But is constellations then? Look. And he takes a cloak, and Andros, you notice that there are stars, or at least the brown of the cloak has turned a little bit darker, but across it are now what look like glittering stars of various sizes and colors.
Well, I'll be.
And if look on back and on sides, there is three constellations, and is one's pestle seen, and also they both talk about, and this is big bow, and this one is cup. Pestles no is shiny cup. I forgot what word it is. And then on shoulders, across shoulders, and you might have to take off. Oh, it is elephant. Pestles know there is elephant, and it sometimes move
Yes.
in dragon. And Pestles had uh, he'll deal he something called inspiration, and Pestles had thought of making Faust face of dragon, and dragons sit across shoulders.
Wow. This is quite something there, Pastels.
Should
Thank you.
protect as well. Protect,
Really?
protect cloak, and also protect you.
Well, I'll be sure to keep it safe, so it can keep me safe.
Mm-hmm. And
And when Twinkles
satisfied.
gets back, I'm sure she'll appreciate it too. Now, do they turn off? I like it, but it is also a little flamboyant.
Think light stars or light.
So, you made it, right? Does it have a keyword or magic
Uh,
phrase?
Yes, you think light.
Think light.
Yes, image like picture or think of torch and snuff.
Right. And as he thinks of, again, thinkings of a torch, kind of casts, he has, there's a lamp nearby attached to one of the gunnels, and he just snaps his fingers and the light goes out.
The sun disappears. No,
The sun explodes.
Oh no! No.
It'll be fixed in version 2.0.
No, and then the night sky fades away back into the regular brown cloak. Although the after image of an elephant scurrying away from the hood down to the back of the cloak is seen before it also winks out of existence.
This is a real nice gift. Pastels, thank you.
And he dances from shifting his weight from foot to foot and he's smiling, and then the smile wilts and he looks over the horizon.
You're not happy about me being happy?
No, he's other problem.
Or do you want to talk about it here? Or do you just want to brood in silence?
Well, he's quiet here. Nighttime, all do other things.
Sure.
Just does not want to be inside. Can't watch sky. Can't see dragonfly.
I get that. There's nothing quite like a star eyes on the open sea. Sparkles like diamonds in the sky, like on a velvet cloth. Anyway, sorry. What's troubling you?
Crystals looks down. He's thinking. Then quietly undoes the hardened flap of his alchemist pack. And then, with both hands, carefully, pulls out. Well, what exactly did the scale look like?
It is a brilliant blue dragon scale. And just, you can feel power emanating from it as you hold it.
That is something brilliant. What is it? Where did you get it? I mean, it looks like I don't know, withen scale, dragon scale.
Yes.
These have to
Uh,
be impossibly rare nowadays.
Yes, and there's only been one dragon I'll know about.
Right. He certainly didn't have scales when we saw him.
This is his.
Go on. This is his? His what?
You killed him.
At least we thought we did. Oh, you're saying he's not dead?
Eh, Pestles think
Hang on, hang on.
it's
This was where he stayed, yeah? Did you find it on the beach somewhere?
no. Is I'll explain. Eh, lots big words, but not. Pesto's not good. Common. He still and um uh Pesto's Pesto's say dragon picture very accurate. Pestos may have seen and dream and now has scale of a dead, not dead dragon.
Let me get this straight. You saw Faust in a dream, and he gave you a scale, and it appeared when you woke up.
Pestle still have bruise. It fall on head.
Oh, that's fucking ominous.
And the Rossi not take away from Pestles.
Uh,
And
I
he's searching
don't.
left, right, searching out your eyes. There's worry.
I don't know why the fuck you've got that. I don't know why the fuck Faust can even speak to you. Sure, he was. Well, he was a dragon, a legend. I mean, from what we possibly knew, I mean, there were. I remember hearing occasional ballads and songs in taverns about a great dragon defender of the world, but
Faust say sort of Faust body dead, void part Sting do something, but Faust part of Faust that stay. Well, Pestles talk to, Pestles understand, and Pestles talk in Draco with Faust, and Faust say scary things. But and the main thing Pestles learned was something happened, and Faust warned kobolds, all kobold might be in danger because masters, mistresses all wake up now because of something happened. And Faust gave Gale, and if Pesto's not do something, not do something like Saucy Apple, Pestles, Pestles have hard decision. Pestles not want to make. Pestles only want to follow. Pestles not want to be hero. Pestles,
all right, don't hurt your head. All right, I'm gonna walk this back. Faust talked to you, said that the other kobolds, masters, are coming back. Something waking, gonna take. Uh,
you remember Thor's clan, yes?
yeah,
Pestos clan you help, and we become friend with Thorst.
yeah.
Old people. All kobolds, all color, different kobolds, all live together like big family.
Sure.
But Pestil's white kobold, white dragon, ice, blue dragon. Usually sparkly, but it
Lightning,
sometimes
yes.
end up like Faust and daddy ice thing. Um, but the kobold not have cities or books like tall people, so only have stories, and stories said say Pestos is not like other kobold. Also, Malaise does very well Malaise things and is scary.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about her right now.
Yes, but
Who were the masters of the kobolds? Surely you got a
Ko-
history of it.
kobold serve dragon.
Kobold served dragon. And Faust said, your masters are coming back. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
He can't be right. There aren't any other dragons.
Not up here. No. Not in sky yet. That is what Fausti say.
All the history books pointed to dragons being extinct. Gone. Faust was the last one. Well, you're
Faust,
saying he said there's more? And they're
Faust
coming
say,
back.
Faust says something happened because Pestos think maybe because big scary sea woman, not nice like Freya, or eh, she do something.
Puddles.
Puddles? Yeah. Oh yes. They say you called big scary god thing. Bad name, but not important. I know. Uh, yes. Pestos think puddles do something, and Faust says something happened, and now dragon wake up. Dragon not gone, just sleeping
Andros'
away.
his eyes. You see his brow kind of raise a little bit. Sticks his tongue in his cheek. Well, that's certainly foggy. Oh, yes.
And
Well, and that scale, it's what? Oh, it's some sort of power?
mm, pistols think like how ab- abs absinthe thus. They want to talk about how absinthe thus hurt self, but do things sometimes bad, sometimes good at end. But power cost. The Pestil's not sure of downsides, but Faust say if Pestils make deal, then Kobold can be with Pestils and be safe from Dragon. But if Pestils not do anything, then Faust finds else, or Faust watch from wherever Faust is. And Pestils was thinking to talk all Cursebreaker, and maybe he'll be maybe Freya, but Pesto's afraid they take the scale, and Pestos cannot make decision. But Pestos know this is important decision because Faust is, well, dead for good reason.
Do you want me to hold onto the scale for you
No,
until you've made your decision?
no, I don't. I think might no would be best, but this this decision about Pistol's entire kind.
Are there more of you? Other clans?
Mm, Pistol's not really no, but if dragon all over world,
The
then
kobolds.
yes. For all Pestos know, there are kobolds with tall one cities, like maybe their secret kobold city like Dilhi home place, but is hiding somewhere.
Well, I guess there is a kobold in charge of one of the guilds, but anyway. Yes, I think we should explain this to the other crew. I will, I guess, vouch for you if you want to hold on to it. But I guess the question lies with you then. Do you want to serve dragons again? Or do you want to be your own master?
Pestos taste try be servant side hero to curse breakers. Pestos not like dragon most likely not good or either.
Well, dragons can also be, if the stories are correct, quite persuasive. And if you've already got some of their blood in you, well, I guess just think it over. I don't like the idea very much, but well, we survived through Ascot making deals with the Queen of Hell and lived to tell about it, so. And I've literally got the Mother of Storms living in my head. And who knows what the fuck Thamor's got going on with him. Just think on it. Do what you think is best for you. And if you decide to turn in, or if it turns you into a giant lizard and it all attacks us all, then it's been nice knowing you, but we will have to kill you.
Yeah, Pestos probably run first. Pestos
Sure.
not want to hurt anyone.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you for telling me. Fuck. Yeah. Right. Yeah, keep it safe. Don't do whatever you, I don't know. Are you gonna eat it? Are you gonna lick it? Do you do
Uh,
that? I don't advise it.
Pestos must make small and
Yeah,
is
well, see what you can find out about it. I don't know if you can keep it hidden from Short Stack, but we'll tell her anyway. Might as well be prepared. See what you can find out. See what your tinkering can discover about the thing.
Pestos appreciate if Enderossi break news to Tilhi because Hildy, well, maybe she know more about dragons and maybe even kobold because, like Pestos say, tall ones or even slightly shorter ones like Hildy, they they write things down and just know more. Pestos know how to do Pestos stuff, but
Well,
Pestos is just kobold.
Pestles is also a part of this crew. So you tell Hildy that I said for you to tell her.
Oh, and this is model for dragon image, and I'm going to use magical tinkering to evoke an image of Faust's face, uh, in like a tenth scale, and then show it to Andros, or like point it in front of the ship from what they're facing. I don't know what a tenth of what Faust's face would be like, but that's the ratio he chose.
They're pretty big, I imagine.
Yeah, we're thinking like 100th scale here, or smaller.
Well, it fits a 5-foot cube, so.
Yeah, that's, well, best estimation of him I can see. He was all bone when we saw him, but fuck. You are just full of surprises, aren't you, Lizard Lips?
Well, should have seen when the lazy one was teaching Pestos how to use alchemy. Things go uh uh
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
but Pestos good dialing in things. Made the bad taste potion, but help focus.
You just keep doing the good work you're doing, and see if you and Shortstack can figure more about that scale. I'm sure she's got another research project of her own, seeing how we scavenge some of the crystal, or whatever Dietrich fucking used on us to summon Umberlee. But anyway, lots to talk about. We should be on setting sail tomorrow, so we got a lot of time. We can think through things.
Hope Pestos not have bad dream again.
Yeah,
Pestos glad not able to piss self in dream. At least
that
Pestos think.
is more information about you than I needed to know. Good night, Pestos.
Good night, Capitani. Hildy! Pestos have thing to talk about.
Are you just bursting into the lab, or
Yes.
she jumps like right out of her chair. Like, you can't
But-
just sneak up on me like that, Pestos. Good. What do you want?
Pestos make loud noise though. He's not sneaky. Although Pestos can try again. Does anybody else want to do anything, or Salty? Do you want to call it? Otherwise, it would be nice to have this conversation.
We can kind of push on if people want to, just to try and get to a wrapping point where the next session will be pretty much heading towards, we'll probably hand wave the travel time. So I'd say if we can knock out conversations prior to departure, let's try for that.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Go for it, unless somebody else has something immediately they want to interject before we kind of hit the night.
I do.
Sure.
Is Thamor still fishing?
No, at this point, if it's getting late, probably going to bed, or if the dwarfs are still working, I'm probably still helping them.
Yeah, he was helping out. We were both helping out.
Yeah, I think at this point, the sun is set. It's darker now, so.
Yeah. And of course, the golden bean is looking at you with great disdain from his perch, as you have caught 0 fish from him.
Does the golden bean glow? Does
Yes.
the golden bean give off light?
It gives off a very faint glow when it wishes.
Well,
So we've just got
I
a
mean-
glowing crow's nest.
Yes.
Truly beacon of the dawn.
Well, given that notion, then Freya would most likely will look around, trying to find sea breeze. Is she wandering around the boat, or is
You know
she
how to
like?
find sea breeze.
She was working on the other ship, but I was gonna say, I think you'd be able to find her if you wanted to.
Sure.
I cast
Speak
power
up.
word. Psst, psst.
Now, now, Salty. Does this have any effect on the bean?
We'll see.
Oh
We're gonna
no!
see.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
love this.
with things winding down and finishing cooking and everything, it kind of dawns on Freya that she should really apologize to Seabreeze for summoning her like so. But trying as she kind of exploring the deck, she's not finding her anything. So she's like getting a little nervous, and she's like, "Oh, please tell me she's not gonna hate me for this." Seabreeze, here, kitty.
As you do so, Seabreeze appears, and so does Golden Bean.
No.
How do you know the language of my people?
Yes.
Does she only see like is this cat flying cat? Does it actually talk to her? Or
Yes, it flies down at full speed and kind of hovers in front of you, perching, glowing brightly, and just stares at you quizzically. And
Right.
because just for flavor of this character, it's going to be able to speak to others. Yeah, it speaks to you in a very calming yet very commanding voice of, "How do you know the language of my people?"
Freya, this is
Freya?
a bit getting to be a bit much, I think.
Silence, familiar. I wish to know how this mortal knows how to summon and speak our language.
Freya is just blinking, like looking be both between the flying cat and Seabreeze. Um, she's trying to get some words out, but her shoulders shrug.
Take a deep breath.
Well, more or less, I was told to make that sound in order to get Seabreeze's attention.
Who told you this?
It's an ancient summoning ritual, a call of greeting for those of my kind.
Oh, well, hello to you. You're quite right, for my eyes, but, as for whom, well, she kinda, almost like nervously smiles. You can thank the captain for that.
Ah, it was the blue horned one. Speaks to Bean.
Yes, but I wanted to apologize too, because I don't know if it is offensive, but now it's a greeting. Is it a greeting?
Do not make it a habit, I would say.
Oh, no, I don't want to make it a habit. That's the thing. I mean, I haven't really spoken to you in general, and
Well,
because
first
I've
let's
been
get
really
things.
busy.
Let's get some first things out of the way. Do you have an offering for for myself or my familiar?
Well, would you like to be blessed, or what are you looking for?
She looks at Bean silently.
I would take a fish, or perhaps a nice, decadent yarn ball, to which to ponder the fate of the world upon.
Had not had a good yarn ball. I mean, yes, that might be okay.
Yarn. Well, I fresh out of yarn. But I can actually use a ribbon.
That will suffice. There is a keen perk up of Bean's ears.
Very well, and she will actually use one of the ribbons that's on her dress, and it's actually very clean. It's gold and has a little floral pattern on it, and she hands it over to the flying Dressum.
It immediately goes on its back and starts pawing at it, batting it in the air as you would expect a cat to start playing with a ribbon. Yes, this is quite sufficient. I will ponder the mysteries of the dawn with this. Amelia, you may continue on.
She Freya is definitely smiling at the the way how it's playing before looking over to see Breeze. Uh, oh,
Yes.
did you want something too? I mean, I could give you something. I don't have another ribbon, but I
Just
could
keep
bless
us
you.
in mind if you ever find any fresh fish. But did you need to
I
talk
just-
about something in particular? I mean, you must have called us over here for a reason.
Well, again, it was just to apologize and the way how we were introduced and, well,
So you wanted to apologize for calling me the way you did by doing it again?
I couldn't find you in the very
You could walk
city.
around and use your eyes.
Familiar. Silence your insolent tone. This mortal has bequeathed us a grand women.
He said women?
Women.
Yes, of course.
Sorry.
I can't even. So, so did you need anything?
I just wanted to make friends with you. If that's okay to be friends.
Well, yes, we have fought in a few battles together so far, and Freya, I don't know many people in this group very well. To tell you the truth, you are probably the first one that has shown any interest in me.
Well, to be honest, I don't know many of them either, and given the relationship that we have made, I think we could be good friends. And I can also sneak some fish.
This is good.
I still have some in the kitchen.
But in all seriousness, yes, I have a long past. Has anyone told you of this?
No.
Well, it is, I suppose, not too sensitive for me to reveal now that I am cured, but I spent a very, very long time as a. Well, I think you're familiar with the word undead, correct?
Yes, I have. Not as of late, but I have come across it in my studies.
Yes, well, I was cursed for a very long time, and you must have heard from one of us that we are the fabled defeaters of Faust, the great undead dragon. You've heard of this, yes?
It's been mentioned before, but I have never heard of the tale, actually.
Well, suffice to say, I think that Faust was originally responsible for my affliction, and when we defeated him, it freed me. And I am as you see me now, but I was not always this way, and well, I have not had much of a family. It has been so long, so this is very new for me making friends, you see.
I'm sorry you have struggled through that time being as an undead, but I am glad that you are here with us, not dead, and breathing and living and to be honest, I didn't have any much friends either. So besides the goddess I worship, but you will be my first friend. That is not godly.
It's a good start, yes. What is your story? Why are you
my
so
story?
solitary then?
She kind of looks down at her feet. It's kind of a difficult story. I it didn't really have a good beginning, but I came from a circle of druids, and because I was different and was not able to learn the ways of the ancients, I was threatened to be kicked out, and well, no one really talked to me, and I was insulted many times throughout my life. And by the time I turned 18, the elders of the Druid Circle threatened me to leave my home or my mother would be hurt. So
You-
I ran from home.
And your parents, they did not save you from this fate then?
My mother, she noticed the signs. I mean, she put on a good smile and tried to protect me and her, but in the end it was getting too much as I grew up, and I didn't want her to be hurt anymore. To
Does
be
she...
honest, I haven't spoken to her in 8 years.
Oh, do you believe she lives still?
I hope she is. Tried to write to her, but I have never got any responses back.
It's difficult to receive letters when you are on the move like this.
That's true. I was kind of terrible communicating with animals anyways. Maybe that's why, it's kind of silly, to be honest, to give a letter to a squirrel on random.
Well, I have many ways of getting messages to people. If you might like to show me on a map or where you think she might be, I may be able to accomplish that.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the druids were always in a secretive part of the forest, and only those who are welcomed in are able to enter. Otherwise, they get illusioned.
Well, I and the people that I work for have quite a speciality in finding people that do not want to be found. You think about if maybe you want to try, but I will not force you. To contact
Thank
them,
you.
I mean.
Well, no, I appreciate it, and it would be wonderful to hear back from my mother.
Yes, you should cherish those who are still living. I have never met my parents. I was an orphan, and like I said, for a very long time I was alone. So I don't know what it's like to have family.
Well,
Maybe I can start with you all. And she looks down and maybe tries to play with the cat. Maybe.
It kind of, or being kind of, paw, like gets a little defensive at first, but then as you play with it, it gets more into it, kind of pawing at it and purring as it plays and bats at it.
Excellent.
Well, in my eyes, it seems that you already have a family. A crew, it looks like.
Looks can be deceiving.
Well, do you consider them as family?
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh, tiny steps, right? And she'll gently pat your hand, just like a soft, comforting way.
Smiles. Keeps playing with the Tresson.
Oh, I did see you and Seymour earlier, or technically yesterday, fishing. Did you do realize there's no fish in this around this area, right?
You cannot know that for certain.
Oh, well, I did swim in the ocean last night, so there's no signs of life around this island, it seems. I mean, I haven't
Well.
traveled outside. I don't know how big of a berth this island has, but
Let me give you a suggestion. Sometimes fishing is not about catching fish.
She looks at you a little confused. Oh, it's not?
Maybe you will understand one day.
Alright, alright. When we have the time, maybe I'll join you two. But, I should probably make sure that everything is tidy and, before I do my rounds and making sure everyone has no boo-boos or cuts, according to what the dwarves are saying.
It's a noble thing you do.
Well, it is what I do best. I heal Penny and try to make people smile.
Good night to you then.
Good night, Phoebe. And she'll just go back into the kitchen, doing a little tinkering here and there, putting stuff away, and then, yeah, for the remainder of the night, she's just gonna walk around doing her rounds.
Okay. As you leave, Seabreeze, the golden bean, looks up to you from its contemplating of the world's mysteries. I like this mortal. She pleases me.
She is very noble and gentle. I believe we shall be friends.
I approve. More so than the tin can that nearly tried to brutishly assault me earlier.
Yes, we will work on him later. Grumbles.
Good. You are learning, my familiar.
Yes.
Come, I must pertain a few more mysteries with this ribbon before I retire to my slumber.
I can't even. This is the greatest NPC I've ever met in my life.
Wibbin.
Did you mock my ribbon?
No, none of that was in character. I'm sorry. Oh wait, I need a second. Hang on. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Where would you deign to sleep tonight?
I will keep to my post upon the highest mast. From there I can observe the beauty of the world and observe the most glorious sunbeams when they do arrive.
A fine idea, and you bless us. I shall assist you in preparing your nest.
Very good. Now come, and bring along the ribbon.
Grab the ribbon. And fluff her little pillows on top of the crow's nest. Yes, this is a good day.
Oh my god. Oh.
Alright, did we want to hop back to Pestles and Hildy, or was there something between... Oh, I know Andros and Absinthoss were going to do something with the more dreamscape things.
Yeah, mine shouldn't be very long. Let's go to Pestles and to Hildy.
Okay.
Reyna has not gotten too much tonight, so let's get her in.
All right.
Hildy is on the floor
With her
because,
stuff everywhere.
well, it wasn't that way until Pestles just barged right the fuck in. So
Well, that's besides the point.
he was.
Anyways.
You can't just barge in like that.
Okay, assuming the Pestles persona. Pistols make noise! Pistols not sneak up.
Okay, noise, sneak, but whatever. Do you want something?
Capitani said to tell you something, and it's important. So pistols must close door, and then Pistols closes the door and gently or carefully is goose stepping across the floorboards as if afraid to make a creak.
Okay, well, if this is a closed door conversation, then let me make sure I'm giving you my full attention. And she like picks up the spell core debris off of the floor and puts it back on the desk, and then she just sits back in her chair and just
These
leaves.
strange-looking rocks.
Yeah, it's from it's that thing that guy smashed on the other ship earlier. I'm trying to see if I can put it back together.
Was Pistols can ask later. Pistols told Capitani about this, but d- does Dilhi recognize? And he takes the scale out of his alchemist pouch and shows it to her.
So, would it be safe to assume that I at least have theoretical knowledge of what a dragon scale looks like?
Roll me a history with let's say with advantage.
Okay, cool. History. Oh, okay. Okay, that's 23.
Okay. You have definitely heard of them, especially from talks with the Orzhov Guild, who would be the most interested in procuring them. And even through the Izza Guild, every guild tries to get their hands on it. There's rumor to the power of dragon scales. There's rumors and speculations of was Rufal's the only dragon. Maybe there were more that's just lost history because that's what the Orzhov Guild loves to try and delve into.
Mhm.
But you've never seen. The guild doesn't have record of any that they can verify as confirmed. They bring a
Okay.
lot back, but this by and far is the most real looking one you've ever seen.
Okay. Is that what I think it is? Is that real?
Pistols let touch, but must give back to Pistols. Yes?
Yes, yeah, of course.
He hands over the scale.
Yeah, very intently starts checking this thing out.
It's everything and more than what some of the researchers and even theories said it would be. It's tough, it's durable. You can just feel, just even touching it, you feel power emanating from this thing. Like truly a material of legend at this point.
Okay. Where did you get this?
Pistols has feeling, and Dorosi not like roundabout discussion, and Hildy probably not like other. He, long story short, he is Faust Faust a live scale to Pistols because other dragons may be waking up and kobolds become servant again. So And also, Pestil's got scale from Dream.
Okay. That is the most Pestil's way to. Yeah,
Now, there's a lot to unpack here.
yeah, there is. Like, yeah, Hildy looks pretty dumbfounded. That's not usually a state that you see her in. Oh, okay. Let's take this one step at a time. Faust, that undead dragon that Andros killed a year ago?
Is
Talk-
Faust, but he's also not Faust.
Okay, so Faust, but not Faust, is dead, but not dead. And he talked to you in a dream, and his friends are about to wake up, and he gave you a scale because.
Uh, he'll do you know Kobold history? Maybe smart, tall one, shorty one, city.
Is that something I would have any knowledge of, Salty?
Roll me history.
Okay,
This one not with advantage, but just roll me history.
that's fine.
Nothing else to know about Uppy.
That's a 28.
Oh god.
Yeesh.
No,
All right, maybe
nothing.
Hildy's actually really fascinated by dragon lore.
You know,
Yeah, it's
you know about
speculated-
the Gek lands to the north.
my
That's the
gosh.
true purpose of the White Order.
The girl is a
Oh, yeah.
huge nerd, has read all the
Oh,
books.
massive nerd, yes.
I mean, she even plays Dungeons and Dragons, a weird little game in Jarrett. No,
Hovels and
No,
heroes.
This is too meta.
Yeah,
It's too meta.
it's speculated because again, with the dragon scales and their sought after variety, it's speculated that yes, the kobolds and even some of the kobolds you talk to, because one of the guild's leaders is a kobold, mentions that there is a past that kobolds used to serve dragons. However, plural is an odd thing, and even the kobolds don't know why they reference it as plural, since records only really indicated Faust.
Mhm.
There's been speculation, maybe there are more, but there's no record or history to it. But the kobolds seem to think so. But there was a time that they believed that they served the dragons, that their lineage derives from dragons.
Mhm.
But they don't have any of the attributes or scales or magical properties or size or anything else other than that they're slightly reptilian in nature.
Okay. Well, I've read about kobolds quite a bit. Memory serves. You were apparently descended from dragons, and you followed dragons at some point.
Hmm, these kobolds not have books, so use speaky tradition, I think is called. Yeah, Vessel's not no good smarty word in common, but we know of serve kobold serve dragon, but he's only real words really passed down. But Fausti said Pestles is of light, but Pestles might not have served if Pestles make deal with Faust, just like Apple Saucy.
Wait. Hold on. What kind of deal? What did he offer you?
Fausti say if Pestles do nothing, then all kobold have to serve again when other dragon wake up. But like Saucy Apple thing he do, yeah, Pestles worried. So Capitani and Rosie say, go to Hildy, tell Hildy, and ask Hildy to help. Make sure it's real, and also, Pestles suppose advice.
Well, it certainly seems real to me, but as for advice, I don't know, Pestles. I mean, this isn't really. These are your people. I mean, what do you want? Do you want to serve the dragons again?
Pestos never served dragons before, so Pestos not know. But, like told Capitani, Pestos try serve Cursebreaker, and Pestos not like. Cursebreaker is he whispers, leans in. His word Pestos are dysfunctional. May
Yeah,
have saved
that sounds about right.
world, may have saved world and killed Fausti, but the, the missing two, three Cursebreaker not here. But even if hero across world,
That's a lot for you to just decide by yourself. Why? Why you? I mean, no offense intended, of course, but why are you the one that he came to with this offer?
Pestles can only think is only kobold within area? Unless Hilti or other have dream, the Fausti say, You are going to be served. Kobold, dragons, wake up. Ho, 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 ho.
I mean, I had some pretty fucked up dreams last night. I'm not gonna lie about that, but yeah, I don't think that Faust shouting at me was among them.
It's funny, did not shout. Was only bored, kind of, but also amused. Pestles think.
You know, the more that you tell me about this, the more that am. I'm not completely unconvinced that I'm in the middle of a fever dream right now. Can you pinch me?
Pestles have salt of smelling.
Well, I have this fun little powder. Later. Um,
Oh, same our favorite powder, yeah?
yeah, yeah. And if I'm not careful, then he's going to take all of it and leave none for me. But anyway,
Oh,
that's besides the point.
should see its obsession with beans.
He, one crazy thing at a time.
Pesto's glad can move away from beans. Pesto's better on merit.
Hey, Treg, I'm curious. Has he explained the bean thing to Hildy at all?
Certainly not. Certainly not.
So this makes no sense for her whatsoever. Okay.
Yeah, no. Andros doesn't like to acknowledge that the bean thing exists.
I didn't figure. Okay.
It died with Alton when he left. Like, never to be spoken of again.
We
He
find
took
a
the last
spell core.
one.
We find a
Good-
spell
good
core
riddance.
with wish. Daymore gets a hold of the spell core and says, I wish for Alton to come back with my beans. Anyway.
He got a ton more beans when he visited Malaya's.
But wait, the wish can be used to acquire more beans. Explain how.
Wishes are exchanged for wondrous gifts and services.
Alton broke his deal. Alton must be punished.
Give a man a bean, he has a bean for a day. Teach a man to bean, and he's got beans for a lifetime.
And he gets a wonderful acting career known as Mr. Bean.
The intro of the. Anyways, yes.
Anyway, yes. Well, okay, Bean. I'm not going to ask. Anyway, well, I think that you're the only one that can make that decision, Pestles, and that's a hell of a decision to have to make. But I don't know. It sounds to me like you don't seem especially keen on the idea of following anyone. It seems like you just want to do your own thing, be responsible for your own destiny, as it were.
Yes, but is a small problem. If Pestos not use Fausti deal, all other kobolds, maybe even Pestos, when other dragon wake up, all kobolds serve again. So Pestos not really wanted make be hero, but Pestos in position.
You know,
Maybe
You know, when Andros picked me up, I didn't really have much interest in being a hero either. I was just trying to survive. But I've been thrown into several situations now where I've had to do borderline heroic things, you know, admittedly just to survive, but also if you're traveling with heroes, then at some point I think you just have to start picking up the slack. I don't think it really matters if you want to be a hero or not. You are a hero or you aren't based on the actions that you take. Just because I didn't want to be a hero doesn't necessarily mean I'm exempt from ever becoming one. Not that I would say I'm a hero, but we're traveling with the heroes of Galaran, Pestles. That's got to rub off in some way.
Ugh. Eh, Earlier, younger Pestles might have thought he's a good thing, but Pestles of now, the meet heroes, not as good as read stories, hear stories, but Pestles understand.
I'm not telling you what to do one way or the other. I just think that I don't think that you should make the decision based on a preconceived notion of yourself that might be a little bit biased. Just because you're not a hero now doesn't mean that you couldn't be one later. Doesn't mean that you wouldn't want to be one later. And yeah, this is a really fucked up decision to have to make entirely on your own for the sake of your entire race. I don't envy you. But if you've got, it's not like you have to make this decision now, right? If you've got time to think about it, just mull it over for a while.
Fausti gave idea Dragon Wakey Wakey is soon.
How soon is soon?
Dragon lived long time. Soon. Also, dragon talking too. Short live. So, not sure.
So he was wonderfully vague then. Great.
Contextualization, not strong suit of long live race sometime. Pestles think.
Did he
But
happen to mention how many dragons are about to wake up? Like, how screwed are we?
one of each color, Pestles imagine. Because Fausti specific about kobold of white, and he points to himself.
Salty, I
Fausti,
would imagine with my insane history roll, I would know how many colors of dragons there are.
I mean, you would only go off speculation since, again, the only known one was Faust.
Sure.
So, if you go off nerdy trivia of what the Jarag theory crafters have gone, probably one of every element,
Okay.
potentially.
Okay.
But that's pure speculation. But
Sure.
the only one you know of is Faust. Like, again, the only one that records actually have any record of was Faust.
how many colors of kobolds are there?
That was going to be my next question. Yeah.
That there's not as many distinct colors because there are some muddled and variant ones, but also not as many kobolds lately. Jarag does know that there's a fair amount, however, of variant colors within the Golden Clutch, but as well
That's
as the
desert, right?
Yep, as well as the actual dragonborn races as well that claim to be descendants of dragons
Okay.
as well. So
Pretenders. They're just tall ones.
but I would say I don't have a number exactly of how many you would have documented.
Okay,
I
that's
can
fine.
try and figure something out because I would probably be more in the Orzhov territory of
Sure.
what the records would show. I would have to.
And Pestel's clan is probably small enough that there's only a couple of colors that he'd remember.
Pestil's clan would all be the same color.
Oh, they're all white kobolds.
Yep. They are, like I said, kind of a unique fragment in that they formed more of a family, formed more of a close-knit group with the humans early on, and had that setup, which was, remembering way back when you guys found that clutch, they were unique in that sense of calling themselves family.
Okay.
So
Did he happen to tell you what would happen to the world when the dragons woke up? Or was he just talking about kobolds?
Pest does not think to ask that question.
I mean, that's fair. I'm sure that you were pretty well distracted at having a dead but not dead dragon in front of you talking to you, offering
Oh,
you unlimited power. Yeah.
Pestil's not sure unlimited, but Pestil's was told would save other kobold from being servant. Not sure if meant other kobolds serve Pestils, but even if Pestils not think would be good leader like that, or
Well,
a mean master.
well, if it did come to that, then maybe that would be a decision that you could make for everybody. Just unilaterally decide that all kobolds are free. I mean, who's to say that once the power is yours, you can't do whatever you want with it? Even if it's throwing that power away.
Pestils worried end up like applesauce.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
But either way, Pestils has need break scale and make into a potion. Pestils not know how to make scale small, break, boom. So even if Pestil's not, or if Pestil make decision, Hildy maybe help crush scale.
I mean, I've never worked with a real dragon scale, but yeah, I'll do my best, sure.
Maybe is practice for a real thing. And he gulps.
I'd rather not think about that right now.
Oh, maybe later Pestos and Hildy make big boom. Kill dragons. One shot. Yes.
I think that
And
an
put it on
explosion
Captain
of...
Nee boat.
I think that he would kill us.
Oh, it's okay. He not need know. We make in secret.
Pestles, let me tell you something. Nothing gets past the captain on this ship. I know. I've
Oh!
tried.
In case we have second ship, we do on other ship where Androsi not know what happened.
Now, see, now you're talking my language.
Seabreeze looks on. Slight shaking of her head.
Hanging upside
yeah.
down in the window.
a note with a black paw print appears at your bed at night saying, "We know what you're going to do."
We know.
And we approve.
I
That's
don't
what
know
says.
about that.
And if maybe ask Capitani, Hildy need big bad laboratory bigger, and we just take boat, other
You mean
boat,
make the entire boat a laboratory?
and then put big dragon killy gun.
Oh,
Pestles, where the hell have you been all my life?
much shaking of the heads. No. No. This will not fly.
It will sink.
Also, that entire other ship was going to be donated to Bean, so I'm sorry. It's been taken already.
We'll think about that.
Pestles just like starts having a little hissing laugh, and he's It's funny idea, but maybe is need do idea become real thing. But first, well, and then he takes his hand and then starts. He punches the scale, not just wrapping a knuckle, but he punches it. Ah, that was bad idea. Hand hurt.
What? I'm sorry. What did he think he was going to accomplish by doing that? Raina is confused.
Pistols is awake. Pistols think awake.
Oh, that makes one of us. I'm not so sure about me, but okay.
Pistols can use to bonk Hildy like how Pistols woke up this morning.
Phrasing.
God damn it, man.
What are you talking about?
Well, we all have to figure this out tonight. Maybe just sleep on it and, you know, I don't know about Absinthe. I don't know if I would, trust him to make big important decisions, but maybe maybe seeking out some other opinions might not be such a bad idea.
Yes, maybe you should ask Barnacle.
Gives good advice.
Oh yeah, that is right.
Yeah, he actually, yeah.
But and the Rossi say he talk with other crew first, and but right now, Pestos not just want to be with a friend and deal one thing at a time. Yes, though Pestos he what he is strange rock from? Not from Fausti Island.
No. That guy that Andros threw in the brig, he smashed it on the other ship, and I think that's what made the goddess go all big and giant and crazy. I'm trying to put it back together and see how it works.
Oh, the not moon. The one the red one.
Yes.
Yes. He'll maybe like help?
Have you ever worked with a spell core before?
No. But Pestos is best kobold, and he's like pulling on those backpack straps. Best kobold artificiary.
I don't doubt that. Well, come on, maybe a fresh pair of eyes will do me some good.
And if Hildy get mad, we take dragon scale and smash.
Maybe we don't do that.
Oh yes, dragon scaly is actually still powerful.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
But if mixed together.
No.
Pestos, put it back in bag.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Come on, let's put away the scary dragon scale and look at this big, powerful rock.
Oh, big, powery, folly rock. Not impressive right now.
No, but it will be, hopefully. Insert nerd shit here.
Oh, maybe start with powder. Would help with focus, yes?
Pestles, I like the way you think.
And then after done with Spellicori, make big dragon gun. And that could be the exeunt.
Yeah, I think that pretty much falls into crack cocaine-induced research, I suppose.
So, out of curiosity, how far do we get in our cocaine-induced research session here? I'm sure it's not very far, but
it's not. No, I'd say roll me Arcana at disadvantage.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
Both of us or just her?
Just her, since she's the one doing the primary research. You're assisting, but you don't know enough about spell cores to really know anything what's going on with this.
Okay.
Oh my god, Salty. You're gonna hate me, but at disadvantage, it's 25.
Jeez.
I have plus 13 to my Arcana, okay? I rolled a 12 and an 18.
Wait, it's an ability check, right?
Yeah.
Flash of Genius. I had a +5.
Okay, 28.
Ugh.
I
Two
love you,
nerds doing nerd things. Inventing bombs.
You know, here's an idea. Does Flash of Genius stack? Could I add mine?
I don't think they do since they are the same spell effect.
That's fine. 28.
See, yeah,
At
28 is
disadvantage.
just not enough, I guess, for you.
Well, fine.
I mean, drug-induced research here. I mean, the spell core, like I said, is in pretty bad shape. As I mentioned, like, whatever the spell was, or whatever it was drawn out, it seems like it pretty much completely destroyed. Like, not even to the extent of what you see, like, your core and in the spell cores you see in Jedi, like, the ones you created, they lose their luster until they, they get their charge back or whatever, and kind of refract the magic kind of refracts inside and gives it a lot of that glow.
Mhm.
Whatever this was, like, drained everything. What is in front of you is an inert, like, it's not even stone anymore. Its composition is almost, I mean, it's inorganic, but it's almost just something alien even.
Mhm.
Uh,
So it couldn't be quote unquote recharged.
it can't even be considered like what it once was. The matter that it once was is so transformed that it's completely devoid of like, it's devoid of its original luster, life, power. Like, it's
It's
how do I
completely
describe it?
byproduct. Like nuclear waste byproduct.
I hope it's not nuclear waste. Shit. That's
Well, in the
that's
sense
what
of
would be-
it's lost.
Yeah.
It's
like,
lost its ability.
it's more inert than rock, basically. Like, it
Okay.
drained everything.
Okay,
It took
it's
everything from what this material was and turned it into something that
it's
is
dead. It's
yeah.
dead. Okay.
Like,
It's
and that
dead,
in
damn.
itself is fascinating to an extent, because the material that it produced is, while useless, that is something you've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
The spell cores don't normally degrade like that. I mean, the faulty ones explode and have issues, but you've never seen one that just almost dies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
all right.
This is a rock that is not a rock.
I will think of a better way to describe it when my brain functions, but it's
Sure.
even stone has a more interesting chemical complex or like chemical makeup,
Composition?
composition to it than what this is.
Okay.
It's basically solidified dust.
Yeah, like,
There is no like mineral components to it. It is just waste.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll probably
Cool.
continue, like, examining this thing, just to see if she can get anything else out of it. But you know, she's in a drug-induced haze right now. So
I think that Pestel's contribution is that he's somewhat of a geologist himself, being a kobold miner in a previous life.
okay.
Lick that dust. Lick that dust.
Oh no! Now that
Yes,
you
a vision
mention
of another dragon of a different.
I would like to think that even in her cracked out state, she would still have the wherewithal to keep Pestles from licking the goddamn thing, but I don't.
I feel like Hildy has probably gone on enough binge research rants that that's kind of commonplace for her, and she might actually be better on the drugs, but
Yeah, I mean that's probably a fair assumption to
that
make.
feels like a lot
Hypo.
of scientists I know, but yeah, I don't know.
Hypomania is a wonderful life condition to abuse. That's just me though.
In any case, we will hop back over quickly to Andros and Absinthoss do their little dream jacking, I believe, and probably call it there since it's going on 1 a.m. But I'd like to kind of wrap it up so we can, like I said, next episode be kind of start pushing towards the journey to whichever coastal city you wish
Coastal
to make your
Postal City.
destination. Well, who knows? Maybe you'll go postal there. I don't know.
Drugs! Anyways, sorry.
So yeah, it's nighttime. Andros just saw Pestles run off to the lab where Hildy is working. He shakes his head and pinches his brow a little bit at the outburst of noise that begins to happen, and then promptly walks the other way, away from the nonsense.
Yep. Good
and
call.
yeah, knocks on the door of Freya's this quarters or the cabin over here. Ascot, you in here?
You see him in a bit of a trance. I could send you like a quick picture, Salty, if I wanted to send to Josh, and he'll probably be left confused. More so than anything else, but I'll just tell him he'll understand in time.
Okay. Yeah, just shoot me the picture, I guess, and Josh will get a revelation of sorts of your promise of the void and other such beings, I believe. Or was it angelic? No, it was void.
Mostly angelic, yeah. Maybe something a little less flashy this time around. But you'll see me in a trance, Andros. So the spell describes it as.
Mathematical equation and the boob. Got it, I guess.
What?
Huh.
I will not be adding context.
It is a classic shred drawing. Something about it is always phallic or sexual in nature.
Oh, yeah, that tracks.
I mean, I'm not gonna post if he doesn't want me to, but yeah, that was my first reaction. So, alright.
Come on, let's put it on the recording. Come on.
I'll upload to the chat. It'll be a little bit of a genius bonus, but
Make me seem
you
a
know
little less
that alpha
crazy.
does look like a penis.
See? That's what I said. It's a mathematical equation.
What?
What the fuck is this?
It will not elaborate.
Oh
my goodness.
Okay, all right, serious here.
Oh, Andros. You're here just on time.
Sure, glad to be punctual.
You don't know how much I love the punctuality. No.
Well, I won't make it a habit. Were you talking with Josh?
Yes, just giving him a small revelation. May take him some.
Should I ask what you're doing with him? Or would it be better if I don't know?
Try to make him a inside informant on the underpinnings of Jerry Rag.
That's lofty.
Yeah, dream
Is
big.
it working?
Too early to tell.
Fair enough.
Doesn't cost me anything except for a few minutes sleep. Now, come. He kind of gestures closer to the bed.
Yeah, Andros will. Andros will sit down, kind of on the hammock. He's like, "So do I sit? Do I lay down? How does this work?"
Just relax. You'll be in a trance-like state. I'll make sure no one else bothers you. Are you ready?
Relax. Absinthoss works the void over me. Yes. Relax. He just starts like breathing, just taking deep breaths. Just relax. Everything's going to be perfect. I'm not going to turn into a squid monster. Yes.
I'd at least make you a shark as he casts Dream on him, touching him on the shoulder, and you
And as this is happening, as he's falling in, Nandros is picturing and thinking of his mother.
Reverse. Reverse. We have a Futurama-esque moment, I suppose, here.
Oh, now
Um,
I'm sad.
and in this dream, as he's thinking of his mother, I think he makes an image. I think he makes an image of like his childhood bedroom. It's fairly sparse. He didn't, they were, well, they were. His father was a well-known and well-respected member of the order. They were ultimately clergy. It was, you know, they were not. They were not televangelists. They definitely were never wanted for anything, but everything was focused on serving the church and serving the order. And so, his bedroom, he's got a bed there. There's maybe a small desk, a window, a uh, fairly nice rug thrown on the ground. There's maybe, a couple toys that he had growing up, simple things made of wood, but nothing too elaborate or ornate. The rug on the floor definitely has a motif of the sun on it, of Palor's symbol, but he'll just make that image, and he'll be sitting on the bed for, when essentially the dream takes hold for Amara, and that's what she'll see, is him sitting in what she would recognize as his childhood room. And he's sitting on the bed as an adult, and there's no disguise. He's sitting there as he is normally. Um, how does Amara, like, again, Mara kind of appears in the room.
Mhm.
How does she react to this?
Looks around kind of curiously at first and notes you on the bed, kind of notes the surrounding, and your kind of purser looks for a moment, and a coy smile kind of crosses it.
Hey, Mum.
Recall you ever learning this?
Well, it's not me. I've got a companion helping.
I
Hope I'm
see.
not disturbing your dreams too much.
No, you could never do so. Though a letter would be nice every now and then.
I can't imagine any letter I sent wouldn't get intercepted.
Prue, won't you have your tendency for your, clever names and ways to get it to me? I'm sure you could think of a way. I'm sure you have more important matters than my jests. What's the matter?
Things are coming to a bit of a head. We've been traveling, and we've learned quite a bit. Well, about the Order, and what we at least believe their plans are. And it isn't looking good. Are you still fine here? Still, everything's okay with you?
I am. She looks kind of sternly at you, a bit more, or not sternly, seriously at you, a little more seriously than you normally see her, I guess. If I am to believe what you're saying, I think you know what's going on.
We talked with
That
Ren.
would... I see. Is he doing well?
At least I could tell. Healthy. He and,
Deserve so much better.
yeah. But he and...
You shouldn't come here. Gross.
Why not?
If you have any idea, if Ren is giving you an idea of what's going on, you shouldn't come here then. My visions are all dark.
Do you know what's going on? Have they told you anything? Or are you still just...
I cannot say.
You cannot say? What do you mean?
I am not unaware of the truth, nor can it freely escape my lips.
Father's doing?
No.
He's involved, isn't he?
Be silent.
That's an answer, I guess. This mumming order, curse, whatever you would like to call it. It should keep you safe, though, yes?
Yes. I am still important, as it were. So don't worry about me. I'm warning you. You know my penchant for visions. Oh God.
Ma,
Tried.
Ma, this is bigger than just me.
No. No.
They're going after gods. I mean,
It's not your place. Ever wanted. You shouldn't have had to deal with this.
oh, too bad. Gods picked me and said, you're fucked.
I'd like to think they picked you because they knew you'd care.
It's your bleeding heart, you know. I'll get it from you.
You certainly didn't get it from your father, I suppose.
I suppose if I ask you more questions, you'll not be able to answer. I'd like
I'm
to know
able
if...
to give approximates.
Do they know we're coming?
Yes. I'm not the only one. Gift clairvoyant magic. I'm also not the only one who knew you. You're missing someone, yes? Well,
Yes.
someone big, mind you, not
Oh,
not
yes.
not a crew member. You're
Yes.
missing someone
Yes.
else rather integral to you.
Yeah, she's been missing for a while now. I suspect. Well, based on what Ren told us, he's been having premonitions, feelings, ties back to his old body. He asked us to retrieve it for him. Don't know if that would stop this or not. I know, you can't talk about it.
She looks flustered as she tries to think of a way, but every turn in her mind seems to go back to a mental roadblock. She can only sigh in frustration.
Sorry, don't hurt yourself, Mum. What did you know of Dietrich?
Poor lad.
Yeah. He came for us. Me.
I'm not surprised.
Used something. A crystal of sorts tore Umberly right out of my head. Manifested her on the sea.
And something they were. It surprised me if it was intentional that he would get his hands on it.
He was a pawn in all this, wasn't he? Being manipulated at every turn.
Most who fail to see the light oft end up as pawns to the others that hold the true basic teaching.
Can you do something for me? As long as it keeps you safe. I don't want you getting yourself in danger.
Of course, I will try.
I need to know if Lucette is dead or not. Dietrich says she killed herself. That seems far too convenient for the woman that I know.
She said is dead. You see her face straining as she tries to say more. Words do not able to speak as clearly as I once did when I was young.
Kind of leans forward and kind of puts his hands on both sides of her head, kisses her forehead. Please, I don't know if this curse or this binding of speech will hurt you. Don't strain too hard. I get it. I know you told me not to come, but I can't stop now. Even if they know I'm coming. The world is in danger, Mum.
I know.
Powers are moving.
I know.
Fuck, I just learned from... I think it's bigger. Umberly seemed to think that the divine pact is broken. And then I've got one of my companions telling me the dragons are going to wake up. Dragons. Things that we only ever knew about Faust. And he seems to think there are others. He said Faust told him there are others.
Just looks sadly at you. Knowledge is a burden and a curse. Those that do not speak will be believed. There was a kingdom once. Knew of this.
You know the name? Do you know where?
No one does. Really doesn't seem to exist anymore.
Do you know who would know more? If it's not safe to come to Sunbreak, where do we go?
I don't know of any place that's safe. I just call them others wish to keep you safe, but I know they come regardless. That's what I've seen. There are answers perhaps to be. Tell them, know where you will find them. There are perhaps others who know. The walls of Jerrag keep many secrets, and there is a reason we exile those to the wastes and the sands. You will find your place. You always have.
Stay safe, Mum.
Of course.
I know you. You're not caught up in all this, right? I mean, you know, but
Like I said, I'm still important. Don't worry about me.
you gave me your bleeding heart, so I won't accept that as a request, Mom. Fuck. Sorry. Sailor
Her
Stephen.
eyebrow raises. Even in a dream, you should still watch your language around your mother.
I'm on. Yes. I will try to visit again like this if I can. I hope they're not watching dreams, but it seems likely that they might. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I just shoot lightning out of my fingers and make silly faces. I don't know.
You lead others. Keep them all happy. You have a special talent. If you don't believe it yourself.
I do know I'm good at pissing people off.
That, I would say, is more of a burden than a talent. And she kind of gives you a coy smile.
Come now, Mother. We look at everything in positive lights, yes? We foster the talents we have, not the ones we wish for.
Oh, don't you go reciting Sunday school verses at me. I'm the one who taught you them, remember?
Just smiles. Are there any in the Order? I guess. Are there any rebels? Are there any rebellions or insurgents that are being
She looks
followed?
at you and kind of presses a finger to your lips. This is a topic I really should bring to mind. Yes?
Sure. Sure. Foolish me.
She gives you kind of a sad smile. I wish I could help you a bit more. Perhaps seeking out those of the council, and then not as yourself directly, but ask around. There may be those that still remember you fondly. Or
There ain't much of those, Mom. Remember, I'm
can't say
really good at pissing people off.
that you are, but would that be I could say more?
I guess the art teacher didn't mind me too much. You know, the one that taught me and Kazdia how to dance.
Did have a special knack for that as well.
Alright. Well, I do have a knack for not being myself. So, in that, I think I can excel.
Just keep safe.
Sure. I mean, outside of the world going to crap, I think I can hang out for a while. If you don't mind dreaming about me more.
Never say no to that.
Well, where would you like to go? Certainly not this dreary place.
With that, I imagine you just kind of take a trip down memory lane with her through
Yep.
perhaps parts of, your past when there were happier times when you spent with her compared to the
Yeah,
times with your
definitely,
father.
definitely spend some time at the ports over in Even Strand watching the ships. Maybe some of the holidays out to the more rural towns, stuff like that. But passes by, obviously it's a dream, but she'll remember it.
Yep.
And eventually he'll wake, and it's probably been a couple hours, and Absinthoss will be sitting there.
Thoughts might be taking a nap.
yeah,
Falling
he,
asleep.
yeah, he opens his eyes and comes to, and Absinthoss is conked out, and he's like, oh, wow, shit. And just very quietly, subtle spell, Misty steps out onto the deck. And, yeah, goes to bed.
Just hear
With-
music coming from Hildy's lab.
Maniacal
Loud,
laughter.
like rumbunction. I'm just kidding. Oh.
Music is better than explosions. But yeah,
And
he'll...
then there's an explosion.
It might be masking the explosions.
It's an
yes, he goes
explosion
back.
of music.
He goes back and lays on his barren cot. Then he takes the cloak that he's been given and wraps it up and puts it under his head as a pillow.
Right. I mean, we can wrap up some stuff later, but I think that's a kind of good place to wrap since it is almost 1:30.
Yeah.
Went on a bit
Thank
long
you so
tonight.
much for pushing.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So much lore.
So much lore. I love it.
I'm gonna kill that cat.
Now we gotta protect the cat.
The cat's gonna kill you.
No.
The
no.
cat has
And
series on
that's
its
where the
side.
recording